Welcome to the worst damn crypto show, period. I'm your host, Romanian's Glenn. I got with me, who is it? Tap for Life One, the famous, and Hexter Morgan, and also special guest Rags to Riches.
Give it up for Rags.
What's up?
Hey, when did you change your name to Romanian Glenn there, Dan?
I always say that. Keep them off. Keep everyone on their toes, man. Who is this guy?
I heard it. Look at Tap. Tap looks like he's ready to just go. He's bopping around. He's got those shades going. He looks like somebody looks ready to make that.
He's cheesing too, man. He's cheesing hard.
Those are Dolce Gabbanas, baby. Yo, flex that shit. Let's go.
He knows.
Fucking Rags got them Vipers. I got them vintage frames, and fucking Morgan got them transparents.
White boy.
I didn't know. No one filled me in. What's with that neck pillow? We are Canadian.
No, come on, you have Rags to Riches on, man. You know there's gonna be shades. Come on.
I didn't know he was coming on for sure. It was a tease. It was a beautiful sexual little tease, and then now here he is. Good to see you, Rags.
You know what, guys? It's great to see you. It's great to be on here. Some of my favorite people. Now, the famous dude, it's great to put a face to the voice, man, because you got one hell of a radio voice. You know that, right?
Oh, really? Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude,
man.
those Twitter spaces, man, you got me all fired up every night, bro. I love it, man.
I make you bullish, huh?
Yeah,
I make you bullish like hell, huh?
And then Tap,
Thanks,
man, got to meet Tap in Vegas.
Yes, that was lit.
Rags was in Vegas. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Rags, I got to meet Crypto Heartbeat and Crypto Panda when they was all up there, man. Got to say my highs and how do's to all of them, man. It was a great time.
Yeah.
Rags, was that your first big Hex meetup, or have you done a few of them before?
Oh no, that's my first one, guys. Yeah. I didn't get into Hex till early 2021. Yeah, so that's the first time I got to meet people, man. I was stoked.
Yeah. What did you think of it? Were you overwhelmed, underwhelmed? Just what you thought?
You know, I'll tell you. At first, it's like, man, I'm about to go up in front of live people now. They were just fake people on the internet, and now there's real people here. There's atoms arranged in front of me. So I thought that going up there and speaking about the same stuff that I speak about all the time anyway I thought my brain was gonna freeze up. But dude, I just hit a stride, and I was like, man, I feel at home. I felt at home with all the people that I met, because I felt like I knew everybody already. Yeah. So and Tap, you probably felt the same way, right?
Yeah, I could testify to that. You was on a nice drive. I thought you had a little script written up or something. He was smooth up there.
Yeah, but I for me, it was I knew everybody. It just felt great. I walked into a room. It's like I've known them my whole life. So it was no stress for me. I loved it.
How did it feel to get how did it feel to get, the biggest come up? That was an awesome award. You must have accomplished, you must have felt really good, since you said you just came into Hex. So
dude,
I personally thought you were in Hex for a long time because of the work you put in with your streams and how you do your interviews.
You're killing it, man. You're doing a really good job.
How does it feel to have that? Because as someone who's coming up as a streamer in the community, I want to get your point of view. How does it feel? Because I obviously know that the community does, what's the word? Give credit where credit's due, right? So I want to know how it feels for you to get that credit, and have the community already recognize you. As you said, you just got in. So how does it feel?
It's difficult for me. It's difficult for me to take it. To be quite honest with you, I'm just like a normal dude. So somebody gives me a compliment or gives me credit, I get embarrassed. I really do, man. So, but
you're all shy. It's like get shy because you don't know how to react. You're just
I'm like, what do I do with my hands? I don't know. What do I do with them?
When you go on Heartbeat show, he pumps your bags pretty hard.
I know. I hate that. I hate it, and he knows I hate it.
I know, man. I get uncomfortable too. And he asked me to do it. He's like, would you be willing to do an interview on my show? I go, are you crazy? Yeah, it'd be an honor, man. I would love to. And then we do the green room thing, and then he just starts pumping your bags before. And it's like, shit, man, don't.
That's his superpower. That's also his finishing move. If he's a Mortal Kombat character, he'd give you a compliment at the end before he killed you. That would be his.
Honestly, I see that, right?
Friendship. It would just be a friendship.
Friendship.
That's spot on. Wow.
But dude, I'll tell you one thing. I was excited to have the opportunity to actually shill all you guys in the spaces, because you guys are doing a tremendous amount of work, man. And when I was at the HEX conference, I told everybody, I named you, I named Sequoia, I named everybody there up on stage because y'all are doing real work 24/7, live all the time, onboarding, working. So it's just like there's so many people that deserve tons of credit, and we could just go all day, man, talking about it. So, including you guys, this show, everything, it's just awesome, dude. We got the great message from top to bottom. We got the same thing. Everybody's talking about the same thing, you know.
We got a request to say compliment him in the Mortal Kombat voice.
In the Mortal Kombat,
Compliment
him.
Compliment him.
That was nice.
Fatality. Stake away.
Rags, you're just such a giant ginger happy bear. Dead wrecked.
So, Greg, let me ask you, how did it feel?
Just stuffing down HEX down someone's throat. You know, it's like, yeah, man, have some more. Get richer.
What made you do the jump to the streaming then? What was it? Were you nervous at first? Because I remember a tweet you sent out. I can't remember because I remember I said something like, people should just have to do it. Even if you're nervous about it, just get out there. People will want to hear what you have to say. What was that? How long did it take you to get to that spot?
Bro, it's the most, I haven't gotten to that spot yet. It's horrible.
Yes, you have.
No. Like I feel more comfortable, but
right.
Here's the thing. You got to there's something to be said. And I think people in the West are raised this way. It's like, stay under the radar. Don't cause problems. Don't put your opinions out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get into it on a stage like this on YouTube, it's like YouTube goes against everything you were programmed to do. It's like you're causing problems. You're putting your opinion out there. You're making ripples, this and that, and you're kind of carving out your own thing. It gets a lot easier, but it never feels perfect to me. Never feels perfect. But that's the name of the game. If you want to win at something and do something, you got to stretch yourself out, and you got to leave the house, and you got to go into the unknown, and that's just what I did. And I tell everybody that everybody feels the same way. That's completely normal every single time.
That's what we're trying to do here too. We're trying to get anybody in chat. If you ever want to come on a stream, you let us know. Like anybody want to come on, shoot the shit. We're pretty laid back here. Like we do know what we're talking about. Famous knows a ton. Rags, you know a ton. But we just like to keep it casual, right? There's so many good people already in the community that do amazing things. We don't need the TA stuff. Like we got enough of those guys. We got Whales breaking things down. We got the real deep stuff with you and Heartbeat a lot of the times. There's just so much that's going. It's crazy.
You're right. I love
Pulsechain.
Yeah, Pulsechain. Guys, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys have thought about this or realize this. But the simple fact that you have a channel that's talking about Pulsechain before Pulsechain launches, you got to understand, you got to think about this show as an investment too, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to pay off if you guys keep doing it. A lot of people are going to pour into the space. Yes. This show right here.
Yeah, 1 million views, man. You got it, Market.
It's gonna be hard.
It's over.
You got to understand, in order to 10x the price, you know, the number of people in a network, the value of a network equals to the number of nodes squared. Yeah. So you got to understand, people are going to be investing, but people are also going to be looking for information and knowledge. And there's, you know, relatively speaking, maybe we have like 50 content creators or less in HEX. Compare that to like Ethereum or compare that to Bitcoin. You're competing with thousands and thousands. So to be in this early is very important, guys. You got to think about it that way.
Mm-hmm. But I don't even know if we thought about this as like this was just a thing to just talk about HEX and Pulsechain, right? Like our intentions aren't, we don't have monetary intentions.
It's not even monetary. It's just about being a resource, being an OG resource for folks. And you guys can be there. You guys are going to serve a niche. And the niche is like, come hang out with some really freaking cool people and talk crypto, man. And that's what this is, right? I think. I've never watched you. I've never cared to watch Tap. I don't care about him at all, but otherwise it's all good.
Tap's
last week we did talk about different type of chicken for like 30 minutes.
That was dope, though. That was good. That was fun.
It's true, man. All that chicken just made me think about it.
We're allowed to branch off, right? Like it doesn't need like if you get once you get into streams that are 3+ hours, it's hard for the average person to be able to retain everything, right? Like I remember listening to some of those whale streams early on, like holy shit, man. Like after a while, your brain is just mush, but you keep forcing your way through it.
It's a
'cause there's
marathon.
So much info there.
I like this setup because I already feel like the energy in this room is just like it is like a podcast. It's like something I'd be
Yeah.
flipping through on Facebook and I'd see and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what we were
Yeah, I
going
love
for.
it.
Actually, was like just a chill, laid back podcast, and we've had some pretty big OGs in the house the last couple of weeks. Who do we have again, guys? We had
Marco.
We have
Nardo.
Marco.
Nardo for the
We had
win.
Johnny Chaos.
Yeah, Johnny
yeah.
Chaos. I think
I nerded out.
We
with
had
myself.
Wendy's for tendies.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
Philly
Who we had
connection.
from Internet Money, the Internet Money crypto.
internet money. It's
Yeah,
true.
KG came
KG.
on and talked about internet
KG,
money.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big shout out to chat here. We got Scott Vanderpool. We got Tic Tac Crypto. Hopefully Tic Tac Crypto. Hopefully your husband didn't kill your kids already. Hopefully they didn't get snagged in that crow trap you were talking about the other day. Guys, don't ask. Don't worry about it. And then Red Baron. What's up? What's up? Yeah, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Yep.
Ninja
Also the Paris
Chopsticks.
stream. You see Ninja Chopstick. What's up, guys? From my stream. What's up, guys?
So Rags, what are your thoughts on strategies going into the mainnet launch here? What are you
Not
thinking?
do shit.
Sit on your hands, same as the rest of us. Not do shit. Pretty much, man.
Well, that's one of the moves, man. Literally, like it's gonna
That is
be
a move. That is a move.
crickets, or it's gonna be like literally like Black Friday $1.72-inch screens. Like what the fuck is happening? I'm telling you, it's gonna be either or. It's gonna be either or.
I mean, guys, I'm very careful about what I tell people. And I'm just like, I can teach you how to liquidity provide. I can teach you how to ratio trade, but you're freaking stupid if you do it. And as long as I can set that precedent, then I can say anything I want. But I'm just an accumulation type dude. I've been dollar cost averaging for the past 3 months to get prepared for this. I have a stack ready. And when this thing goes live and that bridge opens up, you better bet I'm taking advantage of everything on the way down. If it pumps 10x, if it pumps 20x the first week, pumps 5x the first week, and then you see that typical 60 to 90 day correction, I'm buying.
I'll be buying
More
every day,
DCA,
yeah,
of
for
course.
sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm not trying to hack the system. And I know a lot of people are going to get really rich flipping ratios and stuff. And I know how to do it, but I'm just not going to suggest that my followers do that because the people that I talk to on a daily basis, they don't have the money to absorb that type of loss, man. These are just regular folks. All you got to do is not nuke yourself. And then in 5 or 10 years, you're golden. Just don't blow your account up. That's all you got to do. So,
yeah, that's pretty much my strategy too. It's just like I'm luckily enough we were in day one for Pulse and PulseX, so the strategy pretty much is just sit on my hands. I've just been DCing into HEX over the last couple of months, and then going forward on Pulsechain, I'll be DCing over onto Pulse, obviously because of the gas fees. But
I will say one thing, one little strategy, and I'm kind of reluctant saying this because I'm getting a lot more followers now. But if you you go to the top ERC20 wallets and you see what they're holding. So they're holding like Chainlink, they're holding Mana, and they're holding SHIB. Those are the top ERC20s that the big boys are holding. So in my mind, I'm like, these SHIB folks, I might snatch up some SHIB, just a little bit of SHIB fork to get it copied over and then provide some liquidity for that. Just in case.
Over the ERC?
Yeah, man. I mean, why not? I could get a huge bag of SHIB pre-bridge potentially. I really could if there's a SHIB trading pair. I don't know if there is or not, but a lot of people are asking what other plays are there. Those three: Link, Mana, and SHIB. There might be some opportunities there to you could even become a whale with some of that stuff pre-bridge. If you get,
could I show you something, Rex?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Well, I'm gonna show it. Let me share the screen. Give me a second.
Can I show you something?
Because today we it really got me thinking because Matt Hatter said, "Why don't you just go do it? Go on Etherscan and go on the top tokens and click the top ERC20 tokens.
Yeah,
you'd be very surprised. Be very surprised, and then you go look at on chain, how much money of it is on chain, and the holders on chain.
Yeah,
you'd be very surprised. Mana, that's a very good choice. I really like that because we have just Hex has just a tiny bit more, I think, users, but Mana has that over 200,000 users. There's
Right.
CRO, there's
Crow, Crow
BNB
coin.
Isn't Mana
doesn't have
broken
that much.
too? Isn't Mana
BNB
the one
doesn't
that's
have that
broken on
much,
Ethereum?
but it's still number 2 on the list. You got to look at the other coins too. But that's a good if you want to look at it and see what maybe are the options, because as we get closer, right? Because now people are preparing, but as we get closer, you might get a better idea of that. But those calls are very good. The chain link, though, the thing about chain link for me is like, how much more could it be used?
Well, here's my logic on Chainlink, and tell me if you agree or not. I'm interested to get y'all's opinions.
Yeah, please.
Chainlink was designed to create interoperability between blockchains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Look at
they're going to
Oracle
see
for
this layer 1 pop up. Why? And there we know that Pulsechain is going to go off the rails here.
Mhm.
Chainlink is going to kind of be forced to integrate Pulsechain into the rest of the crypto ecosystem because it's a strong layer 1. So I'm thinking if I get some of that Pulsechain, that could pay off for me. P Pulsechain, that could pay off for me later on. P Link.
Yeah, and Chainlink, the Chainlink isn't. They have their hand in a lot of pots too, right?
Yes.
By trying to do
By
that, like,
design, what they do.
that is their main thing. They're like, no, we want to be the guys that bridge in, like you said, the real world stuff. That's what they do. Like they're an Oracle service, essentially, right? Just
Correct.
yeah, they got to confirm all the real world data, get it back into the blockchain, so they can go anywhere.
Yes.
So
So
I don't
So
think
that's
like,
my logic.
they should be on Pulsechain. Why wouldn't they? Like you're gonna get the copies will be there.
Because all their economical power is technically on ETH, but I understand what he means because it kind of doesn't move. It stays, it move. They're still gonna come on, but what I'm saying is, it goes in between. So if one is already on the other side, it doesn't really need to create. It doesn't have that much
good
more
point
hype.
too.
It's like
Yeah.
it's hard for Chainlink because in my mind, I'm like, it has a strong community. It's not moving because it's not really something that's like going to go crazy. I think with time it will go up very consistently and kind of like in a way like the S&P 500, right? Because it kind of
It don't look
represents
too hot
that
right
in-
now.
Like I feel that, I understand that, but it's kind of like that, right? Because it's everything. You need all of what's around it in order for it to go up to the right, but everything goes up to the right, so it's gonna go up to the right. It's a good choice, but the thing is
Chainlink
think about it like this, Rags. What
Yeah,
if
yeah.
the people we pair everything to Hex, right? Or everything gets paired to PLS. Now the people, their natural way of thinking is, I got this for free. I'm gonna dump it and get what I want. So if they could dump it and have it routed through the Hex or the PLS or the PLSX, well, we're getting the better end of the stick, regardless of what other people want to do within our triple or our H ecosystem.
It's a
right?
trap. Yeah, it's a trap.
And I think it's good for us to
Mhm.
emphasize on people to come in. But there was something I was talking, and Walrus said, yeah, it would be really cool to see what does happen. Is everyone talks about bringing it from ETH to Pulsechain. What about
Mhm.
bringing the PRCs from Pulsechain to
Ethereum.
ETH, right? So think about it like this: who's gonna steal an empty treasure chest?
Mhm.
They're gonna steal the treasure chest filled with gold, right? So usually during a bridge, what happens? Well, it's a transportation of the treasure chest of gold to where there's no money. But what if you're transporting an empty treasure chest, going to pick up the gold? Why would someone even rob an
So
empty
taking
treasure
your
chest? It doesn't make
PRC
sense.
pairs, bridging them over, and providing liquidity on
Well, no,
Uniswap.
but getting the extra token, right? So
Yeah.
getting your PRC and bridging it oppositely, right? Bringing it
Correct.
into ETH to give the people the chance and the like confidence, like, hey, you could get the coin here and then bring it back into the ecosystem.
That's brilliant. I love that.
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, fuck, that could be a play too for us, because it's like I said, if we're scared about bridging in assets, like bridging or moving the treasure chest filled of gold, well, why don't we move the treasure chest that's empty?
Nothing.
No one's gonna try and rob
I
us.
think people are underestimating the ERC side of things.
100%.
Generally speaking, I think that everybody's like, "Oh, we're going to move all this value over," but guys, Ethereum's not going away.
100%.
And if
No,
anything,
really
it's
isn't.
going to be much better
Rackham's
to
text
transact
today.
on.
Rackham's tweet today. It
I
was
saw that
like
again.
word for
The
not word for
prediction
word
one?
verbatim, but he's basically said like things on ETH are gonna go up, and
Yep.
it's undervalued. So as soon as the fork and the bridge open, like bye, it's over. That's what he said. So I was intrigued, and I was like, that supports what I'm thinking, because it makes sense to not want to get stolen, right? But also it would create crazy economical power to have it bridged or paired to something that is valuable, instead of bringing what's valuable and pairing it to something that's not, because then you're not really enticing people, right?
Yeah, this is
Bigger
some of
whales, because
this
the bigger whales are like, I know all these little tadpoles are gonna come in and they're gonna dull it, they're gonna take away my piece of the pie. Because
Yo,
they can
people,
afford
y'all need to listen to the Worst Damn Crypto Show more often, man. I don't hear this anywhere. Good stuff, guys.
Wow.
Good stuff.
It's thanks to the Twitter
Famous
spaces,
is
man.
like a
We
mad
come up with
scientist
the
when it comes to this
craziest
stuff.
stuff, man. The
The
craziest.
well, the
minds,
last
like,
time we were more last time we were talking about bringing PRC.
I could go MA. I can go Maya. I could go Maya, man. And like Twitter Spaces is like the biggest alpha. So I don't even consider myself the alpha. It's the community. The community
Yeah,
is
it
insane.
is.
And
You're
like
right.
now, more and more women are coming up. So shout out to the women in Hex,
Yeah,
whether
that's
it's on
awesome.
All the women,
Pulsechain,
man, I've been
on
popping up.
Discourse, and there's probably going to be Sequoia and her new show. Shouts out to her. It's like I'm like, man, it makes you want to work, right, Rags? Like what you said about doing it 24/7. It's like I do it for this community because this community is so worth it. The
It
time I
doesn't
can't
feel like
believe I
work
wasted
either,
time
though.
with other
When you
communities.
love it, right? It's not supposed to
It's
feel like
amazing.
work.
It's a good feeling. It's a
Right.
wonderful feeling to do stuff.
I feel like I made the shift to now. I'm feel connected at like a familial level. Who let the cot G? You low down dirty son of it. Where you been, bro?
Get him
Old
on
Charlie
stream.
Oscar Tango Golf. Where you at, man?
His head is shaped like a big toe.
Someone pull a picture of the toes from the Spy Kids movies.
Oh
Bro,
god.
I have a high albedo and a big surface area on my forehead, and I'm okay with that, folks. Fine.
Yeah, we gotta shoot the shit with each other. We gotta have fun out here, you know. Maybe we'll go on Joker show. We'll get a heart to heart.
I know.
Famous, I have a question for you about Pulsechain.
Sorry?
For stable coins, I'm leaning towards DAI. What do you got to say about that? What's
For
your
copies, you mean? Like,
Ooh, actually, you're lucky. This morning, Walrus said something to me, or said something in the chat that got me thinking. He was very skeptical about the DAI contract, like what's gonna happen with it.
Okay.
And I'm not saying for beta, maybe I misunderstood him, but maybe there's something up with DAI. Maybe, I don't know. It really depends, right? Because it's backed by Ethereum, and then will it turn into Pulse? Will it be backed at 150% collateralization?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know how. I don't really know how it would work, because it's like you're copying something really complicated, just like Aave. Like today in the spaces, we had the guy Fiat coming in and explaining all kinds of stuff, and in my head, I'm like, really? You're forking Aave? So then what's happening with Aave? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things thinking about it. There's Curve. There's so many coins that are gonna come over that have a chance. Or what's gonna happen?
Right.
They just can't negate their coins. It's really complicated to me. It's going to be really cool to see, because it's like the exact same coins on the opposite side. So when you bridge one to the other, it's a different coin. So which one's the real coin? Well, the one that's from the developer, no? So it's going to be a mind fuck to people when they bridge over their asset. They're going to be like, this is the real coin. No, it's not. This is the real coin, but you have it for free.
Now, do y'all remember during the PulseX sacrifice, how the OA transferred a lot of the coins into DAI? Do y'all remember that move?
Mm-hmm.
I do recall now that you
say again.
I recall now that you bring it up.
Yeah. Now that stayed in the back of my head throughout my research through all this. I've heard about the negative points of it, and I understand it as a contract. You know how it's some shicey stuff going on there. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of like iffy. And then I look at it how we compared to the competitors, USDC and USDT, you know, all the problems they have, and how at a DeFi point, if you more in the DeFi, you'll probably look at DAI more. But then I keep thinking back in my head, yo, that OA transfers so many coins into DAI. They must know something the rest of the community is not talking about. So that's been an interesting concept. And I see a couple of hexagons talk about what stable they're going to prefer. And I was surprised to see DAI up there a couple of times by some big names too. So I just wanted to get all y'all opinion
I don't know. I don't know. Did you guys see this? Something that I ran across, but I didn't verify it. I heard that an OA address sent some USDC to
Yeah,
the
a bunch,
Circle
wasn't it?
contract or something.
To where?
Was it the daughter addresses that were doing it?
One of the daughter addresses
the
sent
daughter
some
addresses.
USDC back to the Circle, and
who owns USDC, right?
Yeah, and the theory is that they're programming it somehow, and they're going to send it back to the OA to make sure that these coins work. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
good thing
There's
to
some weird
check.
stuff going on. Who knows?
Huh.
I'm not
I
going to be
think-
stuck in stables, though. I'm not.
No, there's like highlight the comment there from Scott there, Dan. I feel like stables we just don't know. I know Hex will be valuable, and you can always swap Hex for anything you want. Yeah, that's my play.
I feel you on that. I feel you.
And I
my play
hate
too.
selling Hex though. Like,
I hate
it,
stable coins, to be honest with you, Tap. That's why I don't really want to like boost your ego or anything. I really hate them. I've always hated them. To me, it's a reason for down pressure. It's the reason for someone to sell. It's a reason for you to see the volatility. Why? Because your mind sees it as, okay, I need it in dollars. I have this in dollars. When in reality, crypto is all about ratios, right? So you
Right.
see the ratio of the dollar, but the coin allows you to stay stagnant. Allows you to just be like, okay, I'm waiting for you to do something. So what does that do? It creates
Yeah,
people
it's like a
the
safety
idea
net.
that like,
It's like a
oh, I
safety
can
net.
sell and I can hold. So it creates down pressure when you technically, if there was no stable coin, then people would just be transferring their assets into another coin, and you would see volatility, but you would see less correlation between the assets.
I get exactly what you're saying, from one hexagon to another, from one Richard Hart Maxi to
No,
another.
even when I was before being a hexagon, I swear to you, I swear. Ask any of my friends who are in crypto. I hated stable coins. I hated it because I never trusted that shit. I was like, bro, how could they allow us to do this? How could you think that it's better to put it in this coin that stays when when you could get more of this because of the ratio, right? And I
Let me tell you my
never
point of
liked
view
it
on
because
that.
it gave us the down pressure. It gave you the ability to sell and hold.
I definitely
Instead of
understand.
holding the asset
Let me
that you
tell you
want to
my
maintain in
perspective.
value.
My perspective from a dude who just got into crypto April 2021, got the hex of 2021. I mean, hex of July 2021, hex July 2021.
Yeah.
When I try to explain what I'm doing to my non-crypto people, I can show them, a stable coin like, hey, people do, transfer the coins to a dollar crypto. And I can show them, that, and that kind of, clicks, for some people. And also, people always like to question me, well, how you sell it? How do you make money? Where's the dollars into it? Of course, you can see the value of the coin, but if for me, it was also an onboarding thing, stable coins for me. Because it was a way for me to show people, yes, people do sell it for actual dollars. Here's how people do it. Then they go to an exchange and do whatever.
Yeah, and the other side of this, I totally understand. Hex, the famous, like, I always thought about that when I first started out. I'm like, why are we even transacting in stable coins? What are we even doing this for? But it solves a really big problem too. If you look at traditional markets, they don't trade 24/7. So a stable coin is kind of cool because it allows us a hedge against volatility. And it allows us to keep that value while we sleep and be able to wake up. And this is for the speculators and the traders, etc.
Right.
It's also evident there's like on all the DEX volume, I think 80% of all DEX volume is attributed to stable coins in any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand exactly what you're saying. It does serve that purpose, though. It makes it's like a security blanket for the crypto market in a way. I guess.
Well, look at Hex too, right? Rags, like if someone's trying to work their way to a full T-share or something, and they're going to dollar cost average in over like whatever everyone's situation's different, but you may not want to be. Well, I guess you could just sit on liquid Hex though. Yeah, that doesn't even make sense because of the T-share rate, but over time, you might just want to sit there and keep accumulating stables until you're ready to make a bigger purchase.
Yeah, it's security blanket.
Right? Yeah. That's all.
And let me say this too. I never really played with stable coins. I haven't had, the profits to play with stable coins. I'm just looking at, Pulsechain now. I'm actually going to be able to make certain moves. I'm just trying to think of, strategies and scenarios now for your average crypto trader or crypto holder to now, what can I do now? Now I can actually make moves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for you, Famous. What about the bridged in Maxi to Pulse Maxi liquidity pair? Do you like that?
I'm
What
sorry.
a steak that was, eh?
What did you say? What about the
If
bridge?
if I bridge in, wrap. Sorry, the wrapped Maxi
But
and
what would you
the
want to
Pulse
do with that?
Maxi
What
provide
would you want to do
liquidity
with that?
as
LP.
a pair, LP on PulseX.
So you're gonna create a pair where you bridge over your maxi, and then you're gonna pair
Wrapped
it together.
Maxi
So
for the
you give
pulse.
people the option to trade their maxis, and so you collect the fees. And is that what you're saying?
Yeah, with that pair, are people gonna use that pair or not?
Why would they? Maybe I'm not seeing. Okay, go ahead, Famous. Sorry.
It's not
I think
stupid.
more people
It's
use
not
the
a
hex
stupid- It's not
pair.
a
The
stupid
hex
idea
maxi
because
pair.
at the end of the day, you're gonna accumulate one or the other. You're gonna accumulate the one that no one really wants, but you'll collect fees in the way. Now the impermanent loss in that is um the value, right? So your impermanent loss is you're still gonna lose, but as long as the coins are worth it.
Just go watch one of Rag's videos about chocolate and bubble gum.
I don't know which way you should do it though, because I'm thinking
That's what it was,
kind of
right?
would be better. It kind
Yeah.
of would be
I
better
watched it, man.
on
I
the
watched it.
Ethereum side, because then you would be able to have it at a premium because it gives people in the Ethereum the chance to get a coin that they could bridge over, and it's cheaper.
Mm.
There's gonna have to be. There's a play there. There's gonna have to be. You're gonna have these ETH pulse pairs because
There you go,
people
hex
are
maxi
gonna
pair.
take some of that capital from the ETH side, and they're gonna want to just transact solely on the pulse side, and there's definitely fees and incentives to be collected from that by providing those. So, but that goes for pretty much everything. That goes for everything. PulseX is going to have a lot of financial energy.
People have to remember there's no one right way to do things. You're just gonna
It really
there's gonna
isn't.
be
That's
so
the
many
funny part.
avenues. Like that's the whole point of game theory, right? It's like, should I do this? Like, I don't fucking know. Should I do this? I don't know. There's nobody knows yet. Like that's why I think the best strategy for people, if you got your sacks in and you got a nice hex bag, just sit on your hands for a while. Seriously, because there's gonna be shit. What do we have
Hey.
here?
Oh
What's
shoot,
happening?
guys, I'm out. Y'all be good.
Oh God.
They got beef.
You guys have beef? No beef, right?
We ain't got no
going
beef,
on.
man.
Just steaks.
Oh,
We can't hear you,
Steaks.
Marco. We can't hear you. You gotta unmute yourself.
He's like, wait, I'm
Yeah,
coming.
exactly. Doing nothing is a valid
Yeah,
strategy.
honestly, me
Sure.
too. It does it every time I come in. It's like it's not connected. The mic. It like resets itself on the. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's okay though.
Remembers.
Yeah, at the end of the day,
Takes
the
some
more I keep
practice.
talking about it, the more I keep listening to y'all game theory.
But just
the more I
before,
go
but
through
just
my
before he
head,
gets on, I
I'll
wanted
see
to say
what I'm
something
doing.
to Dan. I wanted to say something to Dan because if you do that option and people do that, it gives the opportunity for a crazy arbitrage,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not smart to do that. Like I wouldn't want. I've always said this: you create the pair, but you don't trade it.
Right.
You route it so like that it just doesn't affect the pair.
How about now? Good.
Marco, we got you.
Good,
Alright,
Got
good.
you, buddy. How are you,
What's
sir?
up, what's up, guys? Fellas, what's up, man? I apologize.
How are you?
My whole setup has been
Oh,
all
look at-
around.
Oh,
Mr.
He
Frosty.
made it.
What's up,
what's
buddy?
up? What's up?
Let's see it, Frosty. Let's see it. Bud. Can you hear us yet?
I can hear you.
Can you hear us?
How are
There
you,
you go.
man?
Good, you?
Chilling,
Good.
man.
Good.
Chilling.
Thanks for
Great.
coming on.
Good. I don't see any of my videos, so I don't know how I'm coming in.
No, you
We
look,
got you good.
Look
We got
Yeah.
you good.
Great. It just got really busy all of a sudden.
Turned to a party all of a sudden.
Went from 5
Perfect.
to 7 in minutes.
Is that fucking Rags the Riches over there? What's going on, brother?
Rags.
There
Told
it
y'all,
is.
man. Frosty don't play around, fools. I told
No,
y'all, man.
man. I feel like like Frosty. Were you've been on Twitter for a while, right? Or no?
I've been on and off for freaking years. I get sick of people sometimes because they're so freaking maximalist. I just walk away and can't stand it sometimes. I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
I know because I've been on like in the
Oh,
HEX
hold on,
community for
let me
about a year now, and then once you started posting all those fucking photos, I was like, "Who is this guy? Like this guy's
Yeah.
a legend." And then I saw the Frosty, and I think that's when I wrote the Stay Frosty, my friends.
Yeah, brother.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
steak and apes helped us take us to the next level by creating all those apes for us. It was kind of funny. Gar's done some good work for us.
so Ecuador, we were talking about this in the green room before. So you said the median age there is like 28.3. I was reading something earlier.
Are we doing this thing?
Yeah, like so the
Yeah.
average age
Yeah.
average age is mostly under the age of
Let's do it.
25 here.
Wow.
Ah,
We're getting ready to
Yeah.
go to Ecuador, guys. We have the things. We're getting
And
ready.
what's like the how's the mentality there for crypto? Like, are they into it? Are they kind of they
Well,
know about it?
it's a millennial generation, right? So they
Mhm.
see all this stuff, and you got to think like there's a barrier between here and North America,
Yes.
and they can see all this stuff from the outside world when they go online because every millennial in the world's been born with a cell phone in their hand, right? But they don't have access to that stuff here. They can't go to Amazon and order stuff from Amazon. They can't all the luxuries that you guys have at home, like you take for granted. They don't have that access here, right? So they see crypto, but they can't. There's no exchanges here. They see NFTs. There's no marketplace to buy them here because all of those exchanges and everything else is outside of there, and there's a 5% exit tax on their money, right? So the time they pay the exit tax, they pay fees, they pay everything else, like $60, $100, that gets chewed up real quick, right? So that's a lot of money to people down here, right? So they just don't have that same type of access. So it's kind of weird because like literally like from Panama south, there's like a fucking line, and like the rest of Latin America doesn't exist. Like even if you go into any macroeconomics or anything else, when's the last time you heard stats on Latin America? Ever? You hear what's going on everywhere in the world, but when's the last time you ever heard of anything happening in Latin America? Unless it's like something really bad, some guys get murdered in a jail and it makes international news. But it's like, and then the world's like, oh my God, everybody's dying here. But it was like one incident, you know what I'm saying? And then it gets blown out of proportion. So, yeah, so the kids here just want opportunity, access to technology, access to learn those things, but they don't have that, right? So they spend, like a lot of these kids are very well educated. They go to school, become doctors, lawyers, fucking economists, everything else like that.
That's
And
cool.
everybody here thinks they're a bunch of stupid kids. But they're not. They spend a lot of time and energy educating themselves, but then they have to go because their certificates isn't recognized anywhere. So if you get a lawyer certificate in Ecuador, it's only good in Ecuador, right? So then they have to go and study somewhere else. So it's really not fair the access that they have. So and they're such good, kind-hearted people. I'm trying to change that here and bring that here. Bring tech here because why wouldn't like tech firms bring it here? Because their cost of labor is down. Their willingness of drive to learn is way higher. Like try to get a millennial to do anything in the fucking USA.
It's
like
crazy,
pulling,
man. It's
it's like pulling teeth, right?
Dude,
They don't want to do shit.
There's been
No
stories here of people showing up to interviews with their parents.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, man. You've probably seen that, and it's like if I was sitting there, like, oh, welcome, yeah, come on in. Like, oh, who's this? Oh, this is my father. You get the fuck out. That's what I would say right away. No,
I was a
seriously, because it's like
manager
you just
at a
told me
retail
everything about your
store.
character right now by not coming in here like by being a man, if you ever want to call it. But
I'm not trying to generalize because obviously this gentleman here is not, like every millennial, but you know what I'm saying. You get the gist of what I'm saying. Like the majority of the mindset of millennials back in North America, EU, Australia, they're very spoiled and pretentious. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not getting my fucking hands dirty. Like, I'm not going to fucking work. But it's not like that.
I gotta work for 8 hours. What?
Exactly.
Man, you know what took me to start learning
I
how
can't be
money
on my
actually works
phone.
is
I can't be on my phone. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
man.
you
I
should
got to
shut,
stay here and focus. I have to focus.
you shut
Well,
the
everyone-
internet. You shut the internet off to them, and they're fucking done. You know what I mean? They're like
It's over.
crying, like
It's
they're
over, bro.
squealing like pigs.
What do I do?
Like,
They'll die.
So,
Yeah.
A lot of the
Frosty,
most will
when
jump
you
off the roof.
say crypto,
Mhm.
like I'm not familiar with their financial system there. Like I'm familiar with what we have here in North America and the U.S. and Canada. It's kind of similar, but
Yeah.
is crypto something that they're looking for there? Is it something that they're interested in? Is they obviously understand it? And
Totally. Like I have no problem onboarding people. The first, like I just onboarded another guy today. He's like, yeah, I want to put in fucking 100K. Where do I put in? I'm like, fine, but we'll set it up and run it through us. No problem. Like it's like people just get it. It clicks. Like You just show them the charts, right? People aren't stupid. You can show them the charts and say, look, here's fucking Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin. It's 12 years. 12 years old, and on average, after the ups and downs, it's 233% on average a year.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, done. Where do I sign? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Bitcoin is like 3 years. If you hold for at least 3, you've always been in profit. I think it is.
Yeah, but that's that's what they recognize. That's what they hear, right? So then you just show them the charts, and then once you get past that barrier, then and the same with like I hear a lot of complaining in the HEX community that a lot of people have a hard time onboarding things because they don't understand certificate of deposit. Well, people here understand that all the time because they got to put a certificate of deposit in for a credit card. Like they don't have access to the traditional lending system here. You can't get a mortgage here. You can't get a car loan here. You can't get a credit card here, right? So if they need that stuff, they got to put money in the bank as a certificate of deposit, and then they can earn credit that way, right? So that's the way it works here. So it's completely different. So when you say, oh, it's a certificate of deposit, it's like, no problem. Like even if you go to the banking system here and you put money in a standard certificate of deposit right now, you'll earn 10%, 8 to 10% on your money. You don't even get that back in fucking North America.
My rate's 0.01 on my savings account.
Right now, Google fucking Ecuadorian bank certificate of deposit. It's like 8 to 12%, 8 to 12%.
Wow.
And it's US dollars. So there's only 3 countries that are on the US dollar system, right? And there was El Salvador, Panama, which just legalized, and Ecuador. Right? And then that's why there's such an opportunity in Ecuador. Ecuador is going to fucking legalize it. I already know that. It's in the fucking works. You know what I mean?
When you say legalize it, are you legalizing Bitcoin or crypto in general? Like getting into crypto?
Crypto. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like, so they're just looking for opportunity. And I keep screaming from the rooftop that's like, anybody that's in tech, you know what I mean? Startups, developers, fucking Solidity. It's a fucking... You'd be crazy not to fucking set up here because you have literally people that are really dying to work. First of all, they're just like you open a tech place here in Manta, it'd be like the only city that would have tech capital. And you have beaches, you got palm trees, you got everything, and a traditional, normal Western-sized city. You know what I mean? Like we got condos, we got stores, we got malls, we got everything we need here, and a very educated millennial population. That's perfect for the crypto industry, if you ask me. Like that should be the target market that we're trying to onboard, right? Yeah. Because now it's long-term sustainable. Baby boomer, like trying to pitch fucking crypto to baby boomers is a waste of fucking time. You know what I mean?
I'll be right back.
It's crazy.
It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. They don't care. They don't like spending money. You know what I mean? And they're like nervous Nellies. Oh, well, I got my house, I got my business, and anything outside of that little box, the risk is too high for them because they don't want to fuck with their retirement based on everything else that's going on in the world. Well, millennials, they're in the complete opposite. They're at the point where they can take maximum amount of risk, right? Because they have no other fucking choice. They're better off to take the high risk, right? Because what options do they have? None, right? They can't afford a house. Like most average millennials up to their eyeballs in North America in student debt, which they can't bankrupt. They're up to their eyeballs. Gonna forgive
all that. Just follow the progressives on Twitter. It's all gonna be forgiven, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Like, there's no such thing as fucking free money. Okay.
I know. You should see the people come after me when I get in there. I just like to poke around. Just like pay your fucking bills, and they lose their minds. They go. I don't know if I need to tell you this, but money isn't real. Like then don't worry about your debts. Don't worry about it.
Well, that's the whole other mindset that they got back there, right? Well, we're just gonna fucking go socialist, and everybody's gonna have fucking free shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, because that fucking works. Like, you show me somewhere in history where that's fucking worked out and been successful, right? Like, it's just
What's the political landscape like there? Because I know not so much in Canada, but in the U.S. especially, they talk like regs. Maybe you can jump in here on this with term limits, where you got 70, 80-year-old people running or passing legislation, and they can't see the future at all. You know,
well,
like, there's essentially dinosaurs here.
Yeah, well, I'm from Canada, and that's why I left fucking Canada, and I was like, I'm out of here. I literally got on a plane the day that fucking Trudeau got freaking reelected. I was on a private jet leaving. I'm like, I'm out of here. No fucking way.
When you come back, you can pick me up. We'll come with you because I don't think you're too far from me. From what I heard.
So he got elected on September 20th, and I left at fucking 8 a.m. September 21st. Vamos, gone. Like, I was out of here.
Let's go.
He's doing the little bye Trudeau. But do you understand the question with how are your the political leaders there? They sound like they're pretty much on board. If
Well,
they're-
you gotta understand, Latin America isn't ran like the rest of the world. You know what I mean? What
Yeah.
happens here is like this country is ran by money, right? And reality is like even in North America, like EU or whatever, in order to make this stuff happen, you have to lobby government, right? You know, and the only thing is with those countries, it's a lot more to lobby government than it is here, right?
Right.
You can lobby government with 100K and actually make a big difference, right? So
wow.
where there you're talking millions of dollars, and you'd be lucky if somebody even listens to you, right? You know, and then you got to get everybody else to pass. You know, I hate to say this on stream because this will probably come back to bite me in the ass somewhere along the fucking line. But the reality is, fucking rules are for fucking poor people, really, right? Because at the end of the day, if you fucking get yourself in shit, you don't pay your fucking taxes, you don't do fucking this, what are they gonna do? They're gonna fine you. Well, if you can afford to pay the fucking fine, whatever. What fucking difference does it make? You know what I mean? They're not gonna put you in fucking jail. Well, here's the fucking fine. Oh, you didn't pay your taxes for 9 years. Okay, you'll back taxes. You fucking, if you have enough money, you can hire enough lawyers and accountants to fight that fucking shit. Then you just pay the fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? That's reality is. But down here, you can basically, if you have money, you can basically do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you know what I mean? You get pulled over, you can do whatever, you can fucking go to court, somebody sued you, it's like, here's 20K, fucking see you later. Like, shit, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say, but it's reality. So you gotta adjust
that's life though. That's a lot of places too though. A lot of things are solved with money.
It is. And you know what I mean? A lot of people don't like that. They don't think that's fucking fair, that's right, or whatever their fucking moral belief is, or whatever they think the world should be.
And that's why I'm for.
But here in the real world with boots on the ground, this is the way the fucking world works, and you're not going to change that. So you got to learn to fucking swim in that fucking pond if you want to get shit accomplished, right? You can pretend like it doesn't exist and fucking live in a fairy tale, but it's like that's not the way reality is. Somebody has to hit fucking reality the way the fucking fish swim, and that's just the way it is, right? So that's what we do. So right now we have legal approval to fucking run an OTC desk. The issue right now I'm having is creating a large enough liquidity pool to supply that fucking thing. You know what I mean? So we got to create a liquidity pool to create an OTC desk. So that means I need a large enough amount of liquidity of crypto and a large amount of money to fucking supply liquidity for cash. You know what I mean? So to supply that, you know what I mean? Because it's not just liquidity for the OTC desk. Here you can trade that shit like commodities. You want to sell your condo here for fucking chickens. There's no law against that. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not even lying. This shit actually happens a lot. Like, although the guy will trade his property for whatever, a fucking couple dozen goats. That's fucking legal, and it's treated the same way, right? So you can trade crypto or whatever, but somewhere down the line, somebody wants fucking cash. So there's a liquidity pool. So that's what we're trying to organize now with some of the rich fucking Hexicans that put in fucking a liquidity pool and take a percentage of that fee, right? So.
That's interesting. Yeah. Rags, you want to jump in here, buddy?
Nope.
Yeah, Rags is getting pretty quiet.
You're going to.
Frosty, here's my question, bro. How
Yeah,
can
bro.
I convince my girl to forego Thanksgiving so I can be at the best damn party in history?
Oh, what are the dates for this too? I need to write these dates down, Frosty. Hit me with them.
So right now we're trying to line it up for. I got a meeting with the international surfing community here right now. They're in Galapagos. They should be back next week. But we're trying to run a surfing event and the beach rave or whatever, right? The beach festival. And basically what we're going to do is, and everybody's like, Frosty's crazy, fucking never going to happen, blah, 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 blah. I've heard this my whole life when I got into crypto and I started a mining farm in 2014. You're fucking retarded. You shouldn't do it. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. You're crazy. Whatever. We did it, and here we are now, right? And then the same thing with this. So what we want to do is we want to hire some artists, right? And we're going to have some VIPs from the crypto industry, and then some people that like possibly Love.io, other people, some developers, whatever, to do an education thing while we're here. But the objective is like, they're all about ticket sales. I'm like, I'm not interested in selling tickets to fucking Ecuadorians. So what I want to do is basically give that away for free. They're like, well, how are you going to get 200,000 people on a beach? I'll tell you, you spend a couple $100,000 in fucking famous items and you put it on the stage and you offer to millennial generation for free.
Free tickets, yeah.
Free tickets.
Yeah.
Right? Now you've got them there.
Like
The
a big
question
ass
is,
raffle. Yeah.
what are you going to do with them now you got them there? Well, what you do is you fucking market to them and you fucking teach them and you educate them in an environment that's fucking fun and not a boring ass conference. Because most fucking millennials don't want to go sit at a conference for 3 days. You know what I mean? And really, the only people that go to those conferences are people that are already in the existing community. You're not really onboarding any new fucking people, right?
Yeah, it's like the vacuum thing, right? You're just
it's a vacuum vortex, and you're just leeching money out of the fucking existing community to go talk about fucking people, shit that's fucking moving in the community. You're not onboarding new fucking millennials. So how do you get fucking hundreds of thousands of new millennials to show up to fucking present them the option? Well, that means you got to give some shit away for fucking free, right? So, okay, so it costs us, like, we have no venue to pay for. It's a beach. It's free. It's given it to us by the fucking province. Here you go. Fucking 4 kilometers of fucking beach for free. Okay, so now we have at her. Why? Because that economic energy, they're still going to come in. When you bring that many people in, they're still going to fucking buy things. They'll go to the store, go to the other restaurants. They're going to do other things that's going to create economic positivity for the city, right? And they know that. So we bring them in, and now we've got their attention for 2 days to market whatever they want to them, right? And it's just like any other marketing. You got to put that message in front of them more than once. But at least we're going to put it across their bow. And if we have the OTC desk, we have people down there. We can run some things on the beach during the day, whatever, some volleyball contests, and we give away, get some people to give away a little bit of fucking HEX or whatever. Yeah. And then we could fucking have boosts to fucking open wallets. We got them to fucking, we got Steak and Apes has agreed to make us a bunch of NFTs that we can give away for free. Now they can create wallets. They can give away some NFTs. Now they're in the fucking process, right? We're getting to manage how to set up, how to manage a wallet. You know what I mean? And then we'll have the ability to do an OTC desk there, supply some liquidity, even if it is $50 or set $25 or whatever. You know, Pulsechain will be out by then. We can sell them some fucking Pulse. But maybe it's not a ton of money as we think for standard, but you're engaging them. You're getting them in there, right? You're going to, we're talking to some other people to give away a little bit of fucking Pulse just so they can get them to onboard wallets, fucking create wallets, show them how to do it. Somebody needs to teach them, because the first question is like, we're interested in crypto, but how? Okay, well, now we give away some fucking free NFTs from Steak and Apes. Now we can do some small giveaways where it's small. They're not huge things. We can onboard them to Pulse, 25, 30, $40, right?
Well, Frosty, have you seen the Internet Money guys at all? Have you looked into that project at all? Basically,
is that the faucet or no?
Not the freepulse.io, but this one is Internet Money is basically, it's on BSC right now, just set up for an airdrop on Pulsechain. But what it's going to be is they're going to have an app on iOS and Android. And when you download the app, it's going to be basically a wallet right on your phone. It's going to come with a certain X amount of Pulse and X amount of Internet Money on it. So that could totally be a thing where, first of all, I think we should go down there and stream a live show, boys.
Yeah, we will. Oh, we will. I already have ideas. I already have ideas.
You can go down there, but think with this: if you have that phone and you have people, you say, "Okay, here's the app. You have a QR fucking code there." They download it. Then you say, "Okay, put your address in a raffle, and we'll give away X amount of Pulse to people, X amount of HEX to people." But all due respect to Richard Hart and everything, Richard Hart, right? He's going to build his wallet, but this Internet Money one, this will be the first time you download it from the App Store, and it'll auto-generate your keys or whatever, and you're going to have Pulse on there ready to go and Internet Money ready to go. It's pretty much plug and play.
Well, that's just it, right? You gotta break that barrier to entry, right? With the education, right? Yeah. So you bring them in there and you get them through wallets. Let's create a fucking wallet. Let's give them a fucking free NFT. Let's fucking, love.io or whatever. You know what I mean? Now you're engaging them in the crypto fucking sphere. They understand, they know about NFTs, they know about crypto. But nobody's educating them. Okay, where do I fucking start? We got to start with the fucking basics here, right? So if we get a couple 100,000 people, we have 2-3 days where we can fucking literally teach them and educate them. Be like, okay, like you guys, we have a contest. You want to do it? Download this fucking app, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Download this fucking wallet, get a free NFT, and fucking get entry. You know what I mean? They have no problem with that shit, right? Now they get on board with a wallet. We show them where there's an OTC desk. You want to fucking, it just starts with the basics, and that's what we're trying to do. And that stuff will spread like wildfire, right? Because millennial generation here, they're not like back in North America. People here are very communitive. Like they're very community oriented. They're very family oriented. You know what I mean? Like you get on one person in the family, next thing you know, you've got fucking 40 members because like every weekend they have like large freaking family like get-togethers. Like I'm not even kidding. It's just normal the way
That's
it is
nice
here.
though. I like stuff like that. I like the family gatherings and.
Me
Yo,
too.
fools, I gotta bounce. Frosty, good to see you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, brother.
Where's your compadre, dude? Where's your counterpart?
Yeah, he went back to Canada for a few weeks for his daughter's graduation. So he'll be there for about 3 months. Wants to spend some spring and summer there, and then he's coming back down.
Good. Marco, dude, good to see you, brother. Always
Definitely,
good to see
man.
you.
We'll catch up, man.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll
Rags,
jump on
what
one
a
of your
pleasure,
streams
man.
sometime.
We got to do this again, man.
Thank you, Rags.
Thank you so much for hopping
Take care,
on,
Rags.
Rags, man.
I think we
Rags
will.
to
Yeah, we'll
riches
do it.
squad.com. Rags to riches squad.com, right?
Dang, thanks,
Don't
brother.
follow him, man. Don't follow him. Don't like his stuff. Don't
Do
subscribe
not like,
to all
comment, or
his stuff.
subscribe. Nope. Frosty, did I cut you off? Were you saying something?
No, man, just sorry to bore you to death, brother.
It was boring as shit. I'll give you that. All right, y'all
I
take
know,
it
I
easy now.
See
Hey,
you,
brother.
bud. Pleasure to
Thanks.
meet you. Thanks for coming on. So,
Yeah,
how
Rand's
important
great.
is Pulsechain and all this, Frosty? Do you think with what do you see all these other chains getting wrecked? Ethereum's gas fees are insane.
Well, that's to me, that's the opportunity we have right now as a Pulse community. You know, like I keep telling people, in my opinion, it takes a community to raise a child, right? And that's all of this stuff is Hex and Pulse, PulseX, and you know, all that other stuff is our child, and it's up to, you know, we all can do our individual part, right? Like, and I see people in the Hex community spending fucking millions of dollars. You know what I mean? No offense. I just went to a race car, the NASCAR and everything, and like, okay, we could run an event and get tons of millennials at a fraction of the cost, right?
Mhm.
So basically what we're doing is we're going to run the VIP tickets, and that's basically going to pay for the event. And then it's up, I'm trying to get engaged people that are, you know, doing things in the community, trying to build new apps, new features, new whatever on that Pulse chain to be involved, because it's a great marketing tool for them. And then get some sponsorships or whatever to cover the costs for it. But at the end of the day, the whole idea and the objective is basically, you know, we're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party, drink, party on the beach, you know, fucking kind of have like a Burning Man circle type of fucking thing going on the beach. And
That's
then
where
use
deals
that.
are done, though, man. That's
yeah,
where, like, that's the biggest thing that took me so long to learn is when people are like, "Oh, you got to do things this way and this way." It's like, no, shit gets done when you're meeting people, you're sharing stories, you have hearts to hearts, you can relate to people. That's
Yeah.
where business deals are made
I agree.
all the time. Like
But,
the best business place right now is the golf course, still, right? You get out there, you shoot the shit with your buddies.
Yeah.
It's important, man.
It's
So
very
what
important.
are the dates of this? Because I'm not kidding. I want to go down for this thing.
So we're shooting for the weekend of November 26th.
Nice.
So
Is that like summertime, springtime over there in November?
to be honest with you, here in Manta, I call it's like Groundhog Day. The weather is pretty much the same every day of the year because we're literally on the equator. So it changes like a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, but for the most part, like it's pretty fucking consistent weather here. Like it hardly ever rains. You get up every day, it's between 25 and 30 degrees. It's, you know, there's a little bit of part of the season where it gets a little bit of cloudy for a few months or whatever, but
being
for the
famous
most
are
part.
like better than here, man. It's disgusting up here right now. But
yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm New York
it's like
City.
4 degrees, raining.
Man.
It snowed last week again.
Oh my
So-
god.
For real?
Yeah,
you
I can't wait. I
you
can't
in
wait to go to
Canada?
Portugal. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
wait
in
to go to
Toronto,
Portugal.
man. Toronto.
I can't wait, man. It's gonna be in the Algarve. It doesn't rain either. It doesn't rain. Last time I went there was 3 months and it didn't rain once. Sunny. You know, that's when you're in those places. It's just different. And plus, I'm like need some sun. Like I just my blood. I'm an island boy technically, right? I'm Sicilian, so I'm an island boy. I need my sun, man. I
Yeah,
need it.
brother.
Like I'm ready. I'm like.
You're a white ass bachelor, man. You need some sun.
Yo, 100%.
Yeah, you are.
I haven't
He
done
is
it
pretty
since.
white.
Look at it. Look at it. Fucking the light's gonna shine. It's the same color everywhere.
You're white like Ben Affleck, famous.
But I'm gonna get it fast. Island life, baby. The setting in like a big event, because it's funny because Motley was at an event and I wonder how it was and how his onboarding was, because if we're hosting the event and you just put like, you know, like just go for the hunt, you know, just put me in the event. I'm just gonna be there with the app. I'll be fucking going ham in onboarding. You know, we organize a bunch of onboarders that actually do onboard, right?
Mhm.
And then you just, you know, send the hexagons, and that's what we do because
Yep.
we're creating onboarders too. The way this community is that we create.
Exactly.
That's a good idea. And there's so many tools already in the community, Frosty, that are like what you're saying. It's like in my head, I'm like, okay, there's what's his name? You know, like Agape has the app. Then there's like he said, the I am the app. We have the Pulsechain. Then God knows, you know, Richard comes out with the wallet. You know, it's like,
well, that's what I want to do is I want to gauge in other people that are already working on things and be like, okay, come down. You guys are already got all your little pieces of the puzzle. Why fucking reinvent the wheel? Let's just set the stage and give them a platform and have fucking 2 days to market it however they want to market it to a bunch of millennials, which is like perfect. And we get to party and have a fucking great time at the same time. Well, what more do you want?
Dude, we could stream during the day. You just stream and interview people. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing.
No, but it's a lot of economical
look
power.
Excited Dan. Look, Dan's getting really excited. Look at him.
Well,
he's picturing it now.
I want to stream that to the world for 3 days, live.
No, because it could be, especially imagine all the Canadians that are like fucking snowing, and it's probably gonna have another wave, and it's like all the people that are in like North America, it's cold, and it's like, yeah, come on down, and it's like at the same time, it's like, you get onboarded, it's like crypto. I'm telling you, it's a good idea, man. Do it properly. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and I think if we can get enough people involved that want to kind of do their own little thing to build on the Pulse, which only amplifies the Pulse network, and then we can onboard people with Pulse because it should be cheap enough, you know what I mean, in that environment. And we can support other hexagons and other people building. You know, a lot of people don't agree maybe with love.io or this or whatever, but they're still spending their time and money in our ecosystem. You know what I'm saying? So it's only benefits us as a whole. We can't be negative to every project that wants to build on the fucking Pulse ecosystem, right? Let's encourage
the best developers. The best developers are actually in South America, so it's very good that we go there. They are there.
Yeah,
a lot of people say that the best they're in South America, so
because they have the most to lose, they get the hardest to work, right?
No, it's a unique time, man. Like I think this Pulse chain, once Richard started talking about it back in June, or the sacrifice for it and all this, it's like it's going to bring so many more people in, as opposed to just being Hex. And like I appreciated what you said a few weeks ago. I think it was on Joker Stream, Frosty, when you were like getting with all the maximalism, was it, or something like that?
Yeah, fuck that shit, man.
Yeah, but I know it just seems like it's a really good time now with everybody. There's gonna be so much shit built on this, and people coming into other projects built on top of Pulse that will head back into Hex, hopefully.
You know, like I keep saying to people and on other streams, like the common denominator here is people, right? We need to start treating people like fucking people. Money or crypto or whatever is just a medium of exchange between fucking people, right? Like if I put you on a fucking desert island with a fucking skid of gold and cash, and you're the only one there, what's more valuable, all that fucking cash or a fucking coconut, right? Well, you can't eat the fucking cash. Who are you going to give it to, right? It only becomes valuable when you add a second person, and that second person wants a fucking coconut. Now it becomes valuable as a medium of exchange, but other than that, it's fucking worthless, right? People are the key, and it disappoints me when you see us eating each other like fucking piranha in our own ecosystem. Stop wasting your time and effort fucking trashing other people. Treat everybody with like fucking dignity and respect, whether you agree or you disagree. Say, hey man, we can agree to disagree, but let's go fucking break bread and have a beer, right? Yeah. I don't need to fucking be like, I'm going to fucking hate you. I'm going to kick you off fucking the Twitter world because like, wow, that's fucking important. You know what I mean? Like the people fucking threaten me like, I'm going to kick you. We're going to rally the troops and kick you off Twitter. I'm like, okay. You think my life is going to change? I'll just fucking shut it down. I won't want to run the event. I won't do anything. And I'll sit here on the beach for the rest of my life. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Fuck you guys. Like either I can put my time and effort in and help, or you can fucking put me down. Put me down. I don't give a shit. Don't like it. Block me. Right?
It feels like a lot of that shit has died down in the last little while. But it was pretty hairy there for a bit though. It felt like it was just, but that part of that was because of the dip too. We were in like that was like 8 months of sideways downward movement.
If they just put half the energy they do at bitching at other people into fucking treating people with dignity and respect, and fucking spreading the message to new people instead of about fucking worrying about people that are already in the existing fucking system, take that energy and reapply it to fucking a better resource. People waste so much time and energy on bullshit.
Well, especially when, like
I
you said,
agree
you're
with
trying to
Frosty.
onboard people.
100%.
I agree with Frosty. If it's like, why are you
Yeah.
hating on me for trying to do something? It's like,
Yeah.
go fuck yourself and try and do it yourself. Like, you don't like it, you do something about
Yeah.
it. You know, it's like, I'm not
Yeah.
asking you to help me. It's like, if you want, I'm doing it. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Stop
It's a
shitting
problem.
on something. Like,
It's
you
such
know
a
what I
problem because of Twitter, just so easy, right? It takes no time at all to just be a fucking dick to somebody.
Yeah, they're just
Right?
keyboard
It's-
slapping fucking monkeys that live in their mom's basement. They got nothing fucking better
It's
to do
who
with
said
their
it?
time.
Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers. You know, it's like
Yeah.
everyone's
But-
always thinking like they're whatever. But it's at the end of the day, you speak your mind, Frosty, and I'm with you, man. It's if
Yeah,
you
no,
know,
it's great.
fuck them. I
It's
have
funny
the
because
same
it felt like it
mentality.
needed
You don't
to be
like how I
said.
am. That's
Exactly.
that's simple.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, we do this out of the love of our hearts. We're doing it because we want to help. You know, as long as you do it properly, man, that's all I advocate. And you know what? If you want to do it properly, let's do it. It's a fucking amazing idea because that's how it is. It's like, if you look at like one of the examples, like Rolling Loud, it's a massive business. It started off how? As a massive party. Just gather all the resources together. Boom. Now it's like the biggest thing, and now they're doing Rolling Loud in Europe, Rolling Loud in Canada, all over fucking the US.
It's all over
Well,
the world, man.
just think about this
Yeah.
for a second, though. When we stream this, though, live
Yeah.
to the fucking world, because I want to get some guys and Hex Photographer and some other guys to stream this live to the fucking world on multiple fucking channels. You know what I mean? And Gar from Steak and Apes is trying to make like a metaverse thing for people to log in and watch it for free during that time too. And we're gonna spend some money, like 50, 60K to build this like Hex hotel or whatever, and people can come in and see NFTs and stream other fucking content or whatever. Just another vehicle for people that may not have the resources to pay for a plane ticket or whatever to come and have access to that. But think about this: the largest conference has already ever been 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Mhm.
Can you imagine the coverage we're gonna get when we put like 150 to 200,000 fucking people on a fucking crypto event? It'll be the largest crypto event ever held in history.
You think you can get 200,000 there?
Yeah, with the right artist. We got the space on the beach, right? And we offer the tickets for free. We'll fucking bring in every millennial for fucking hundreds of miles.
Speaking from a millennial, someone said it's a free ticket to a party on the beach. I think I'm coming.
Free wallet too.
think
Free
I'm
wallet.
coming.
Free crypto. We got to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the crowd. I swear to you.
You got to push
Yeah.
the.
I already
you
have
push that
ideas.
wallet.
It's gonna be big. I already have
Yeah.
ideas.
So the reality is like, okay, so the artists, we're trying to find some artists, like a couple of them are around, like some good ones are around 200K. But the reality is, I think we're gonna go with like maybe 2 or 3 artists that are like well known, that are probably like 60K or whatever, and run them. So not just one artist. We have like 3 artists. We play them all in one day, and then on say like the other days, we got some. What I'm trying to do is see if we have like there's some Hex DJs out there, or whatever they
DJ
can, or
Cryptomatic.
whatever they can play like on the fucking Friday night, like all day, like. So one day is going to be filled with DJs, you know what I mean, day and night. And then the next day it'll be all artists, right? So what I want to do is maybe like some of these up and coming guys that want to come down, here's an opportunity to fucking play, you know what I mean? Fucking run some sets or whatever on the stage. Plus we got some other places like that, it's called Poco Local that runs a club here. Then we've got Lost Beach, that's interested in possibly working with us, and they're ranked 25 in the top beach clubs of the world. They got access to some of the most fucking crazy DJs in the world. They bring in. Some of those guys are interested to come and play. All reggaeton, fucking, you know what I mean? Not like, so yeah, that's what we want to do. So and what I'm trying to do is put the message out there. I'm like, hey, if you guys want to come in, DM me. Let's try to put something together, because I want to involve as many people in our ecosystem as we can. And if they don't, then I'll have to fucking replace them with other fucking
I got
people.
you. For that, I got you. Because actually we take care of that for Montreal. Like we take care of it for Beach Club. Like my friends all do that. We could get you. That's how we book. We book Tiesto. We book all those people in Montreal because we've already handled that. So I'll probably get you new upcoming. We'll probably talk about that, and influencers too. You could, if you're giving out tickets. That's the thing, is that if it's an event where it's like, hey, here we're giving it out. It's not even. We're gonna be able to do a lot, man. You could do a lot, and the crypto scene will attract other venues like that of what you're talking about. People that
What if we
will
use
come.
NFTs as a ticket?
Well, that's what we're gonna do. So that's what we're gonna do. So the tickets we're gonna offer the NFT free, right? So they got to get a free NFT and download it. But I'm not gonna make that a strict a strict requirement because maybe not everybody may have access to it, but we're going to try to get them at the gate and get them to download and fucking get as many NFTs for the people to get access to it for free, to get as much as that stuff that gets them a wallet downloaded, that gets them that. But I don't want to be 100% like, man, you guys can't show up unless you have that. But what I'm going to do is like for the VIP tickets, we're going to have like, we have a couple hotels, really nice hotels, you know what I mean? And they're probably going to be like $3,500 a ticket for those, but that's an all-inclusive trip. You know what I mean? You come down, you get the hotel, you got booze, you got food, you got access to the VIPs, you got access to the artists, you got access to fucking everything else, right? And we're seeing whether we can get that part of that to be included, a flight ticket from Miami, because like it's hard to standardize everybody from coming all over the fucking world. But it'd be like, okay, you get to fucking Miami, you get you a fucking round trip because the major hub is out of fucking Miami. So like everybody's that's gonna come here basically has to come through Miami or El Salvador. But 90% of it comes through fucking Miami. So people can just get themselves to fucking Miami. You got a round trip ticket, fucking 3 days, all inclusive, booze, food, place to fucking stay, everything else, access to the VIPs, access to the guys, access to the fucking girls, fucking, you know.
You get like Pulsechain flags and shit flying on the beach.
Well, what I want to do is get them to make it out of like bamboo and freaking shit like that, because they do some like huge things like Burning Man and put them on the beach. And on the last day, at the last night, we light that shit on fucking fire.
Taking man.
Burn it.
Yeah.
And what's the airport in Ecuador? We got a question in the chat.
Ecuador.
So the best places, like there's two major places you'll fly into is Quito and Guayaquil. The problem with Quito is you'll find most of the plane tickets are more expensive to fly to Quito. Generally, it's better to come to Guayaquil. So, but it really depends. So we're gonna try to work. So, pardon?
How you spell that?
Quito,
The second one.
Quito, Guayaquil, Guey. I don't know. I can't. I have to fucking. I'll send it out in the message.
All right.
I'm fucking horrible at
Just sound it
spelling.
out, Tap. Just sound it out, bud.
Google.
Yeah,
bro.
like,
So the airport,
Ecuador airports.
the airport,
The Google machine. The Google machine.
the airport code's GYE.
Oh, there you go.
Actually, put it in the chat.
We got to get down to this, guys. This sounds like it'd be amazing.
Yeah, it sounds phenomenal, man.
Yeah, we got a bunch of people. So the guys from NASCAR are coming down. Ricky and all them, they're coming down middle to end of May. KDP's coming down. She's working on her passport. Joker's working on getting his passport about coming down. You know what I mean? The whole the CEO from Love.io, he was here. He's bringing his crew back down. There's a bunch of people come down, and they want to see this shit for their own eyes. I'm like, come on down, check it out. Fucking, you don't believe me? See it for your own eyes. Spend a fucking week here and see. But you know, even the CEO of Love.io, he came down. He's like, fuck, you know what, Frosty, you're right, because there's millennials everywhere here, right? And to me,
I couldn't believe it, man. When I checked out the median age there, because I remember you mentioned it, and when I checked it, like, that's insane. I can't believe how young everybody is.
yeah, well, that's what you want.
Great.
That's the fucking ecosystem you want. And all of Latin America is like that, right? All of Latin America is like that.
Yeah, teach them now, right? That they're the future of the generations, anyways, right? Get them rolling now, so they're able to change their own country and not rely on the older folks down the road. So,
Well, yeah, you're thinking
It's
long
important.
term. They get in it now. They start implementing legislation based on.
It's also
down the road.
right now. It's where people go to find themselves. It's like the younger generation is usually going towards
like a Europe
those
backpacker
countries
on Europe.
to
type
go
thing.
exactly to go
Yeah.
visit, and then if they have this like euphoric moment where they're like living through life and they're learning, and then at the same time they get to go to this, it's like you could eventually, because I'm laughing because someone said don't make this the next fire festival. But no jaw rule in this thing. But at the same time, it is what it is. We could talk, Frosty, because I'm thinking about a bunch of options you could do.
I'm open
It's
to any
crazy.
suggestions.
You
because
just
at the end
need to get all the logistics good though. That's it. And then
You got to
once that's
start now,
done-
though. Like this
You
is
got-
a lot of
yeah,
planning. man.
exactly.
This is a
So
lot
the
of planning.
logistics,
especially with 200-something thousand people, yeah, you got
the logistics is fairly easy because the city's going to pick up. We got the venue for free. It's a beach. You know what I mean? It can hold the people. They've held that type of event there before, so it's not unusual, right? So all we got to do is
I'm
bring
sorry,
in the
Coach.
wall-
They don't put like restrictions on stuff like that, like that many people on it, especially on the beach. God forbid somebody does something stupid or anything like that. In New York
So
City, that shut the shit down instantly.
Pulse
Have
party,
helicopters
baby.
everywhere.
no,
Oh, you
no,
need a
this
license for that.
no
Yeah,
this
man.
this is Ecuador, man. Like fucking, you can do whatever the
Cool.
fuck you want here. Like this, like so. Everybody says the same thing. Like I've gotten a lot of criticism saying that, oh, this, the logistics of that, it can't be done because people back home are used to, like you said, licensing and fucking permitting and all that other.
Like
You
20
don't need-
restrictions just the first day.
You don't need any of that here. We've already met with the fucking city. They're like, yeah, do whatever you want. We'll supply the police. We'll supply the fucking military for security.
That's
We'll
what's up.
supply the fucking
Military.
water. Yeah, right.
You're on board the military, bro.
So we'll supply the fucking washrooms and everything else, right?
Shit.
So
Show me who's the
we-
commander.
So and then like beach parties here like that are a normal thing. Like they'll have 60,000 people on a beach as normal. That's a normal weekend event. Like this weekend was a long weekend. And if you went to Google like Monanita, I bet you there was 75, 80,000 people at Monanita this weekend. It's normal.
That's
normal.
That's cool.
Right?
So is
So
2
there's-
days too little for 200,000? Like,
Well, like we'll bring them in, right? So what I want to do is offer like 3 days for the 3-4 days for the VIP, so they can come in a day before, stay a day after. They can do other things here
Yeah, that'd
before
be
they
dope.
go to the festival, right? Check out the town, check out whatever, go to some restaurants, hang out on the beach or whatever, go to the festival, wind down, get a hangover day, and fucking leave or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
then the free concert part will only be like a Thursday, like a Friday, Saturday type of thing, right? So
I see.
Sounds really dope, man. It really does.
and then there's going to be like 5 or 10 tickets that'll be like more than that. Well, they'll be staying in my personal properties because I got some luxury properties. I own. We're building a house right now, like a 5,000 square foot pool, an infinity pool, with a 10-person jacuzzi,
I'll
whatever.
stay there. I don't mind staying there.
And
That's for
what
VIP.
happened? So yeah, so they'll stay in my personal places.
5,000 square feet.
Yeah, and they'll take a private helicopter from my fucking golf course to the event and back. And then
What
I
golf
have
course? What golf course?
a Monte Cristi golf course.
So I gotta bring my clubs down there, boys.
Hector's
Right?
like, I'm moving over there.
Yeah,
I'm
bro,
moving there. I'm
like,
moving there.
fuck that. I'm gonna buy that shit. I want to
Frosty, do you golf?
I'm gonna have a whole
Yeah.
crew of video people.
Okay, I'm coming.
going
We're
on
golfing
TMZ.
then.
I'm
'cause
going
I
on
love
TMZ,
golfing.
man.
Yeah, and then I got half a 15th floor on one of the most beautiful buildings in Ecuador that overlooks the whole fucking city, and they can stay in that property too. It's a beachfront. So
God damn it.
Hey,
So-
we got Gold Key in the chat.
Hey, what's
Gold
up?
keys on in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Tell them to get in.
Shout
here.
out to Gold Key.
I'm only going to the event if it's Frosty style.
I'll tell you, I'll guarantee
Maxi
you this.
style.
No, this will not be a sausage fest, man. So if you Google those stats, Google how many of those people are women in this country. They're majority women.
Okay.
Yeah, they're majority women.
And what's beautiful about all this is that if they say God bless, and we're all praying, Pulsechain does come out this month, right? We do a crazy launch, things go well, God blessing, and then PulseCon comes out. That's a hit, a big blast. More communities know about it, and then your party shows up after. It like leads, the domino effect, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, if everything goes well, man, that'd be fucking awesome. Like it could do huge things, not even big things, like huge things. So,
Well, the next thing we're running right after that event, which is going to happen shortly afterwards, is we're putting up a $30,000 crypto prize pool to do the largest surfing event in the history of Latin America.
yeah,
So
dope.
the average surfing prize is like $1,000 to $5,000. So we put up like a fucking $30,000 freaking Pulse or a HEX or whatever prize pool, and then that'll be the largest international surfing prize in the history of like all of Latin America. And surfing here is huge. This is one of the top 5 destinations surfing. And surfers and crypto go fucking hand in hand, man. Those guys fucking love crypto, right?
Yeah.
So then we're gonna run the surfing events another 3-4 days to have an international surfing event, and then we market to them again, right? And that one's pretty easy to run. All we have to do is just put up the prize pool and again bring down people from our ecosystem because we'll be the sponsor and we can do whatever we want and fucking market the shit out of it. So it's a perfect spot for all these people building entities on Pulse ecosystem just to come down and do their shit, right?
That's pretty cool,
Sounds like the perfect storm.
right?
And we got
those surfer events, yeah, they go crazy. Those people, they go wild, man,
That's
and that spreads like
huge.
wildfire. Because you can think about the geographic of the age, right? Like all young folks, all social media, especially with the TikTok and all that stuff, that shit would explode, especially a
Well,
contest
see,
like that.
the funny
Be
part
huge.
is like take a look at some of the Latin American social media people. Like the average person down here in Latin America has 50, 100, 200, 500,000 followers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And they're like,
Beautiful.
nobody recognizes them as influencers.
It's like
You get a
cat
fucking,
numbers.
they're huge. They're massive. And these are just normal fucking people down here. This is how social creatures they are. So if we can penetrate that environment for free by initiating that and they can spread that wildfire, that's huge. It's massive. The social media influence from that is huge. You can't buy that fucking PR,
No.
right? So if we can get them to the beach for free and offer that with all the marketing in behind that on their fucking social media platforms for free, you can't buy that advertising. You can't.
Yeah.
Right.
So when do you have to have all this, like the dates and everything set locked down by? Like, is
The-
there?
So
I know
we
you
can do whatever we want. So the only hindrances we're holding back right now is finding an artist to book an artist.
Okay.
And what we want to do is
Timeline
book a
for that.
Latin American artist, like a Latin American recognized artist. We don't want to. We
Yes.
don't want to bring in a Western artist. What we want to do is keep it a Latin American culture feel. I want people to come down and experience Latin
Yeah,
America.
because I wouldn't want that either. I wouldn't want to go to Latin America and then see like some rock and roll guy or something.
No.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, I want so we're trying to find artists to book in that short period of time frame. So once we were and to book them in our dates. So we've reached out to them, but we're waiting on a response. So the only we've got the stage company. The stage company will set up the stage for 20, 30K, right? And then it's just booking the artists, you know what I mean? And then probably the whole event's probably going to cost us $400,000, right? That's it. So what I want to do is so if we can sell 300 tickets to VIPs at 3,500, we got enough. That's more than covers our costs, right?
So what do you need from guys like us on our end? What can we do to push this shit along?
I'm gonna just push it. I'm gonna get everyone I can.
Anybody that wants to be involved, contact me. Anybody that has some sort of app or project or whatever they're working on, NFT they want to market, whatever. I don't know. And if there's any artists out there, anybody that kind of fits into their realm that wants to be involved, reach out to me. Let's start putting a fucking plan together, right? Let's get you some international coverage. I want to find some people that can stream this thing. You know what I mean? I would like to be able to get some influencers that want to be part of it. And we could do live interviews and just roll through them like fucking for 3 days.
You have a guy in the field walking around doing field interviews on the beach.
Yeah,
and shit.
exactly.
For sure.
Tap
Sure.
would love to do that. How you beautiful ladies feeling today? How we all
Fuck, I have a
feeling
girl.
today?
I can maybe even talk to a girl that I know that works for Playboy, man. I don't know. I'm gonna try and just pull some strings. I'm gonna make it happen. I'll pull some strings.
Honestly, I don't have all the answers, and what I'm doing is just kind of be a smorgasbord. This is basically going to be like a potluck, and anybody that can fucking bring anything to the fucking table to bring some of their talent, whatever it may be, to the table. Let's potluck this bitch and fucking see what happens.
Yeah, you have a lot of people in the community they're good with interviews. They're good at explaining things. They're good at social skills and meet and greets and all that stuff. So a big place like that to show like a whole bunch of younger generations come. Hey, what you got? Can you explain this to me? Yeah, listen, we've been doing this all the past 2 years. So it's beautiful, man. And then like I said, it's going to be easier because of Pulsechain. It's going to cost pennies to onboard folks and stuff like that. So
I want to make this a community event. You know what I mean? I want like you nailed it right on the fucking head, man. Amen, brother. Like there's so many talented people that are way smarter than me at other fucking things. You know what I mean? So you tell me, you bring something to the fucking table. Say, hey man, I'm good at this. Can I fucking do this? Let's do it. Let's make it happen. You tell me what we need to do to make it happen. Let's fucking figure it out. Right?
It's what I kind of love about this idea is the way that the Frosties approach this is kind of like you can kind of compare it to how Richard Hart approached Pulsechain, meaning like let's create this blockchain where we already have all the users, right? Who are going to be here, and by doing it on a beach, not like a big conference, like the Bitcoin conferences where they're all sausage parties. People got to fly and book things and go into these conference rooms. No, you're on a beach where people are flocking to anyways. They're already going to be there. They want to come there. And if they're incentivized with free tickets and giveaways and free crypto wallets, which is amazing, just to have them, just even to have somebody there to show you how to do it or to send funds or whatever like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the location's perfect.
The location is perfect. We got beaches. The weather's fucking good all year round, so we don't have to worry about picking the right time of year. You know what I mean? So that takes most of that out of the consideration. You know what I mean? And then let's say they don't want to go to the event, right? They can come down and go to the fucking jungle. They can go to the fucking other fucking remote private beaches. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many other things to do. They can go scuba diving. They can go fucking deep sea fishing. They can do whatever, right? So there's so many different faucets that we can run, you know, and just get people here, right? So I'm more of a political person, and I fucking care about people, and I focus on people. That's, you know, my objective, and I've done my political part. I've lobbied the government. I've got the approval. I've got everything else. Now I'm going to rely on other people to bring their skills to help me potluck this thing together, right? And then people are like, hey, whatever, like, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I got the approval to do it. So if nobody fucking shows up, even if
the
I
hard
put
part's
a budget,
done. The approval.
the hard part's done.
That's true. Yeah, Marco is right. Especially with the size of our community, like, you don't need to look far to. If you come up with something where you're like, oh man, I need somebody to do this, odds are you're gonna find it.
Yeah.
November too. Like, everyone wants to go on vacation.
Yeah, you're gonna have like 10. You're gonna have like 10 hexagons, coders, developers, cameramen, DJs.
Yeah.
We have so
Actors,
many people,
we got
so many
actors
things.
too.
Yeah,
We
we
got
got
marketing people.
We got skateboarders.
Yeah, we got everything.
Yeah.
Skateboarders, man, whatever. Skateboarders and surfers go hand in hand.
Yeah, as long as we come together with a decent idea and the float's going well and stuff like that, we have enough time. This thing could be a killing, easily a killing.
Well, even if people want,
go.
Sorry, buddy. No, I was just gonna say, even if people want to come down and they don't want to be part of the VIP, they can still fly down here, book a hotel on their own, or book a hostel somewhere, and fucking walk over and still attend for free. But at the end of the day, I want to at least cover my costs. I'm not doing this to make millions of fucking dollars, because if we can do this, maybe, because I've got approval to run 5 of these here, 4 of these same events, plus 1 surfing event a year. So we can make enough to start covering the cost to make this snowball. We can do 4 or 5 different events. Maybe we run one here in Manta, that we go down the fucking coast to different fucking places and different beaches, and then maybe do one in the jungle, right? Because we have the whole access to the jungle. We could do a fucking jungle party. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Right?
I think if the community could raise like 600K in 5 days, right?
Oh, yeah.
With a certain goal, and if we make this real and like we really like, push that agenda and show people like, look, this is the plan A, plan B, you know, some type of blueprint. You know, I don't see why people won't donate and chip in and get this shit done. Especially, it's gonna be pumping their bags anyway. So,
well, like I said, if we can run 5 of these a year and we have all the venues for free, right? Like, somebody was messaging
trying to make
me the other day.
People move over there, bro. I don't think people will leave after the second one, man.
I mean, it sounds like I'm moving there.
I won't leave after the second one, bro.
Honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't move here, because the dollar goes so much further. And if you're in business, like running some sort of business, like Famous said, like, you know, some of the best coders are here, right? Like, one of the things is, we're trying to set up with Love.io is possibly,
and they're hungry too, man.
Is a Solidity Academy, right? So we set up a Solidity Academy. We bring in some of the best devs, right, as like vacations, and they can do teaching, and the other part online. And we run a school here. Now we've got a venture capital pot where we can choose from some of the best fucking guys that come out of coding. We'll come out with some great ideas. Be like, hey man, this guy needs like 30K or 40K or 50K. I'm like, okay, let's fucking VC this guy, and let's see where he goes to build on the ecosystem.
Yep.
What a time to be alive, boys.
Yeah. Not only that, we take care of them the right way and show them the education and help them out, move the roadblocks out of their way, stuff like that. You're building a relationship with future generations of coders and stuff like that. And the world's endless after that, right? Like, you gotta.
You have the whole HEX get rich slow mentality. Like, just hold on to those assets. You want to have yield generating assets. It's not about making $1 million overnight. Do you have money coming in all the time? Like, are you wealthy? Can you create wealth?
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, if you can onboard some of these young people now that are young, like 16, 17, 18, 20-ish, you know what I mean? And they can start staking HEX 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? That's going to make a big difference in their life, because it's a function of time. Yeah.
Well, it's just onboarding crypto. In my opinion, even besides that, it's like doing the onboarding in that area is gigantic if we could be the first ones to do it. Right.
That's why it's so first mover.
Because it is the point. Like I say, you know, it's South America, then there's Africa, and then there's obviously the eastern side. There's so many places in the world that has so many people, and especially you look at the Spanish language. It's like English. It's one of the biggest languages out there.
Yeah,
It is.
and with the
If you
Spanish
onboard-
people, right?
if- Exactly. If you
And with
could get
Spanish
the
folks,
Spanish,
the way they work, right? They're very skeptical of a lot of things because the government's fucked them over so many times for generations, right?
Yes.
But when they find that ray of hope,
Mhm.
they work extremely hard. They become extremely loyal. As long as
Exactly.
they have a chance of life, they're willing to do that. So for us to do something like this, and think about it, right? We hear all these Bitcoin maxis and all these other people, Ecuador, this, that, Bitcoin, but that's all they do. They shout the name, but they don't do anything for the country itself or for the younger generation. Now, Hexagons, we stay quiet, but we go over there and we actually help build and help change and do all this stuff. Who's really helping who, right? Like, you
Exactly.
think those guys are going to be going to the Bitcoin guys when they really get bigger down the road? No, they're going to be loyal to the Hexagons, right? They're going to learn the right way. They're going to spread. They're going to do things together. So this
You know,
could be
pissed those
extremely
maxis are gonna
huge,
be when they
man.
see this. You know, pissed those maxis will be if they see 200,000 people flock in Ecuador for a Pulsechain party with HEX and we're like, what are you guys doing down there? Oh, we got all these DJs and we're handing out free wallets that come preloaded with airdrops with Pulse on them. We're showing people how to transact. Oh, also there's
Big pretty
50%
woman.
women here.
Not a social stress.
Women are smarter, which is why they're in HEX. So that's what they're going to be there.
I love,
That'd
like,
be
you're
amazing.
exactly right. The first mover advantage is amazing, and like you get to hit the nail on the head. And that's the statement that I want to make. It's not even so much about making the money; it's about the statement. You know what I mean? That we're doing this and we're making a difference in people's lives. Like, so one of you guys just said, like, we're literally caring about other fucking people. We're making a difference in other people's lives. That's so important. You know what I mean? Like, that's after some point you get so much money, the only thing that freaking matters is what did you do in this world? When you can't take it with you. What did you do? And if I could be part of and be known as, we all can be part of as known as, like, you know what? We fucking changed hundreds of thousands of people's lives in Latin America for the better. Perfect. I'd rather go out that way. You know what I mean? You know, that we made a difference in kids' lives. To me, that's a legacy for fucking HEX and Pulse and our whole ecosystem. We all can be proud of, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Go ahead, buddy.
Sorry, go ahead, Marco. You go ahead.
Yeah, so like me and my wife, we've been talking about the past like month or so, right? We've been, like, I've been telling since last episode, you guys are preparing to what's to come. You guys speak to your spouse, get ready, because we're going to be making a tremendous amount of money with Pulsechain, PulseX, HEX, Maximus, all these things, right?
I'm saying that, it makes it feel like it's not going to be real.
I'm telling you, right? Like,
Legit,
it's crazy, right? You feel like it's not real, right? But the amount of zeros that I know I'm going to be adding on top of what I already made is mind-boggling, right? And me and my wife, we're like, I want to be an angel investor, right? Like, I want to be able to go out there and real companies that want to start up that really mean well, that want to do a change, that they know they got to go through crazy loopholes just to get a chance. Why not get them the cheat code and help them, right? Help those fucking people, right? Because we made it, right? Like, we struck gold. God bless, right? Why there's enough gold in this world for people to strike, right? Like, let people have a chance to feel what we have, right? And you never know what they do for the next person, the next 10 people, and people wonder why the world's ugly around them, because everybody's selfish. Like,
exactly,
you gotta help.
People are
man.
selfish,
like,
but like the entrepreneurial spirit has just been crushed.
Yeah, exactly,
like,
right?
Pissed on, stomped on, and people don't want to do anything. It's like, we've had the conversation here before, Frosty, about like a lot of people that I know that have retired are working harder than ever. Yeah, because they're doing what they love, right?
That's what I'm doing. I work more now than I fucking did when I owned a business,
right?
And I'm supposed to be
right?
Well. What I love about is fucking seeing the hope. You know what I love is seeing the fucking hope and passion in their eyes and in their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The beacon of fucking hope and the passion that I see in these people inspires me to work harder for them, because they're so they don't have the same opportunities as I did growing up in Canada, in the US. You know what I mean? They just don't. Like, we were very blessed and fortunate to be, well, I was being born in Canada. I'm not sure where the rest of y'all are, but it's like to have the opportunity to go to good schools and have that fucking same thing and everything else. And I took that for granted for a long fucking time. But as I got older and I traveled more, like I used to, like, I don't like traveling to like popular destinations. Like I go to like Poland, Czech Republic, fucking Panama, remote places in Latin America. And when you see the way these people live and the things that they don't have and what they do on a daily basis just to get by, you become really fucking thankful for the shit you have, right? Like $2,000 will literally change somebody's fucking life for the better here. Like people have no clue when they run around with a fucking $1,500 iPhone or their fucking $1,000 fucking sneakers or $200 fucking sweaters. You know what I mean? Like, you know how much that can fucking change somebody's life? You could literally feed somebody for a month here, or fucking in South Africa. You could feed somebody for a month, right? When you see the look in their eyes with your own eyes and your own face, and you see the gratitude from that, it's heartwarming. And knowing that you fucking had a difference in that, that's what inspires me to keep going, right? It's just that fucking human interaction, knowing that, you know what, I made that guy's fucking life better, or that girl's life fucking better. And that's
feel better. You genuinely feel better when you help people out. You really do.
You know what's great about an idea like this too, right? Is, you know, think about you doing 200,000 people over there versus 200,000 people anywhere in the United States, right? About, I would say, good 65 to 70% will take it to heart and go grinding for it, versus 5%, 10%, and you do it in America, right? Because people are, they're so stuck up their ass, they're so, you know, silver spooned. One of my friends, right, from Honduras, Jesus, right? He came to, I'm 34 now. I met him, I think around 19, 18 years old, something like that. And this kid came from over there, had nothing, absolutely nothing when he came to America, right? And every time we want to hang out and do things and stuff like that, he's like, no, I'm going to my second job, going to my third job. Like, he was so, like, he didn't care how many jobs he had. And we were like, dude, how many more jobs do you have? Like, what the fuck? Come live. You're young. He's like, you don't understand. I don't have this opportunity like this. Like, he loves it. And he loved it because they didn't have a shot at all to be able to do that, right? These younger generations in our, especially in America now, they're so lazy. They don't give a shit. You could literally tell them, like, yo, dude, if you get into this opportunity, you could do X, Y, and Z. Maybe next time I want to go. I got a show to watch. I got this. I got that. Right? Like, imagine the impact we could do where Frosty's from and help those people. Especially they going so gun ho on coding and this and that. Imagine what those guys could do. Right? Like, those are the future that could actually change things and stuff like that. I'm sorry to say, but a lot of the younger generation, especially in America, they're so stubborn. Like, it's sad. They're so programmed to be lazy, right? It's so bad, bro. You know,
I got here, Marco.
Yeah, real quick. Like, for example, right? My little brother, you know me. I'm in crypto. Like, everybody knows it's my life now, etc. You know, people wish to have contact and communication with folks like me and you guys, right? Like, oh my God, I wish I knew somebody like that so I could learn and do this. I could teach my brother all day, every day for free, nonstop. And no, he'd rather go play a game. He'd rather be on Xbox all day. He'd rather do this. He'd rather do that, right? Don't get me wrong. I took care of him with a stake in the end, but he's not going to be able to touch that for 15 years. And 15 years comes, doesn't mean it's guaranteed for him to have it. He better work for it some way, somehow, right? Like, I'm not going to just give it to him. He lives life for free. No. I want to see progress by the time 15 year comes. I want to see you became a man for you to be able to touch that, right? But it goes to show, like, that this generation, especially my brother, is so close to me, is fucking lazy, and he's close to a guy that's in crypto nonstop. This younger generation, they just don't care. It's not all, but it's a good percentage that makes them us all, and it's sad, man. And this, you know, remember what's her name, Georgia, right? Me and her. So we're speaking privately behind. So when I went to the HEX conference, me and her spoke for about 2-3 hours, and so her and the family, they're building this big tournament stage, right? So, you know, like, you know, what is it, UB Sports and all that stuff for the Fortnite competitions and EA and all that stuff. Well, they're doing that in her country over there. So it's her and some family members. They're building this big mini stadium so all these kids have a chance to be able to make it in the world and gaming and all that stuff. And I even spoke to her on the side, like, what's the cost of sponsoring kids like that, right? She thinks about only $2,000 a month. That's the equipment for the clothing, the coaches, the equipment for the gaming, the rental of the place, all that stuff. That's it. Peanuts. That's nothing, right? That's nothing, right? The community could sponsor them for the next 2 years instantly in one shot, right? Like, these are kids. Like, you have one side of the world where kids are dying to have a chance, and then you have on the opposite side of the world where we're from, kids have any opportunity to do anything they want, and they'd rather just watch Netflix all day or,
They want it right away,
streaming
too.
all day. Like it's sad, man. It's sad.
No, the guy-
That's why
the
I'm
guy I
excited
work
for shit
with-
like this. You
The
know?
one guy I worked with when I got into HEX last year, I think I onboarded about 8 or 9 people from work now. And there's one guy I've been working on forever because I like him. He's a super nice guy and he's got kids and everything. And he just doesn't believe in it. He's like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, yeah, but look all this money I'm making. He's like, well, it's not real. Like, of course it's real. Here's where I've sold this or I've sold that. And I said, let me walk you through it. Like, you're literally just going off the FUD you're reading on TV or what you're hearing on TV. And I said to him, like, the position we're in, he may have a pension. Like, he will have a pension. And he's just kind of like, yeah, well, I could have a career here. It's like, well, you're like we said earlier, right? You're going to be somewhere in a few years, right? You may not know where you're going to be, but you have to know, hey, in 3 years, I'm going to be somewhere. You need to start doing stuff today. Like, put things in place now for where you're going to be in that 3 years. And some
you
people
don't
just
you don't plan for 3 years at 3
and
years.
finally,
you know?
finally, last week, he's just like, he goes, okay. He's starting to see now because our inflation rate just came out in Canada. We're like, what were we famous? 6.8 or some shit what they told us about.
7.
Now he's getting nervous because I had to explain to him like the financial literacy we have in North America it's scary. People
Fucking
just
zero.
don't know. People just don't know how money works.
Yeah.
So once I started explaining to him how he's
And they
getting
don't care to learn.
The
They
prime,
don't-
the
well,
prime
no,
is
but
that
what-
like
yeah, but I had to really show him. It's like, what did you make
Yeah.
last year? Let's say you made 100K. It's like, well, you really only made about 93. Like,
Yeah.
well, how does that work? It's like your dollar isn't going as far.
Yep.
Your purchasing power is weakening by
not
the day.
including the taxes, not including
And
this,
finally,
all that stuff.
he's
and
yeah,
plus
he's
our
got-
taxes is like unheard of, right?
Oh,
So
way
it's like
higher, yeah.
40, 50%, right?
42%
And I
absolutely.
get the worst. I'm like one of the worst
God
ones because
damn,
I'm in
okay.
Quebec. So it's like almost the same as Ontario, but like I still get the fucking shit of the
Yeah.
stick.
I'll have a
Almost.
Cuba
And
Libre.
it's like
Hey,
you're just looking at the government and you're like, I can't
Frosty's
even
ordering a
claim.
drink.
I can't even claim the like. This is how fucked it is, Marco.
Sorry.
Okay, I
Sorry.
can't even. When I remember when I was working at the bank, and it was COVID, you couldn't claim the fact that you were home using your electricity, your heating
Mhm.
to
'Cause
heat
you're
yourself.
working during
supply.
that time, yeah.
Your work wasn't obliged to pay you for it, and you
Crazy,
couldn't
right?
claim it. And you couldn't claim it on your income tax.
Yep.
Even
So
though
my-
they forced you to stay at home.
So my
Imagine
thing with
how people were. Sorry.
we know all this information. We know all this about the young generation. You know what I mean? We know it's a waste of our time. You might as well fucking talk to this fucking cement wall behind me. At what point do you go, fuck it, I'm done? You know what
You
I mean?
gotta learn.
fucking
Because we
leave,
care about people. We care
We gotta
about
learn.
people, though, right?
but
Like you said.
yeah, you care. But the thing is,
It's
like,
hard.
the thing is,
No, it is
back
hard.
there,
It is
they've been literally taught by somebody else. You're not going to undo, unfortunately, as sad as this may sound, you're not going to undo fucking 15, 20 years of their education through the traditional fucking system. It's you literally, weak times create fucking weak men.
Weak
Tough
men,
times create
Yeah.
tough fucking men, right?
True.
Unfortunately, the reality is that those weak generations, they're going to have to hit some fucking tough times to get a reality check. And you can fucking explain that to them all day long. They ain't going to get it. They ain't fucking going to
Until
get
they
it.
experience
You
it.
got to go shit, man.
So
You
now
have to.
you just be like, fuck this. I'm going 180 degrees and I'm going to fucking place where they do fucking get it. And I'm going to spend my time, my money, and energy talking to these people because right now I'm just wasting my time because I got baby boomers. They ain't going to get it. And I got a fucking millennial generation. I might as well talk to the fucking fish. Like it's wasting my time. Right?
No.
So I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to sell all my shit there. You guys love that fucking thing. Stay there. But it's not for me. I'm fucking leaving. Fucking vamos. Adios, motherfuckers.
Uh-huh.
Then I'm gonna go fucking spend, and then I'm gonna come down here. My money's gonna go way further. My fucking can buy a fucking condo like this, and literally fall off this balcony and land in the ocean for like 250K, right? Which would be $1 million anywhere else in the world. I can go walk
much
it.
more. Yeah.
I could walk out on the street and buy a fucking 2 watermelons for a fucking $1, right?
Mhm.
And I can take $2,000 and change somebody's life. And I don't have to fucking listen to all the bitching and whining. So it's like, okay, you guys do you. You live in that fucking shit. I'm going to fucking live here and I don't have to fucking listen to any of your fucking shit, right? So at what point do you just go like, okay, enough and enough. When do we start fucking putting our time, energy, and resources to something that makes a fucking difference?
Yeah.
You know,
So how do giveaways? I don't know how to word this question, but like you said, like Frosty just said, $2,000 can change somebody's life, right? So it's not like you're just going up to a bunch of people and over there and handing $2,000 and changing their lives. Like, do
No.
people do people think you could come across as a dick by doing that?
No, what you know, like,
I don't mean you personally. You know what I'm saying, though, right? It's like if people,
people
are
think
like,
I come across as a fucking dick for everything I do. You know what I mean? So I don't really
No,
fucking
me, I
care.
get it too. I get it.
Yeah, man.
They don't like
Sorry,
that I.
you
They don't
understand
like
what
I
I'm
sorry.
smoke.
No,
I
right?
fucking swear. I
You
drink.
forgot
I
to
hang
say
around with
sorry.
women.
You forgot to say
God, he
sorry.
has a photo of a woman next to him. Oh my,
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
But you understand what I'm saying, right? Because I would love to do that. If you can, just to be able to see or help somebody and change their life like that, it would be incredible. Because that's another thing we could do with the.
Well, honestly, Frosty, it comes with it, right? It comes with that edge of that sword. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is.
Same here.
That's
Same thing
almost
with me. It's
everywhere.
like fuck it. You
Yeah.
just gotta have no mind and just do you and stay truthful to what
Yeah.
you are.
But
and
that's
what you
why
believe in.
people are like
Fuck
the way
'em.
he is, and I'm like
You're
the way
gonna
I
get
am.
haters.
I
Haters
just
means
like
you're
keep
doing
going.
something right. Haters
That's
means
true.
you're doing
That's true.
something right, Frosty. Remember that.
Yeah.
Haters means you're doing something right.
Because
I
I
don't
get
even
called
do
a,
it.
I just
Don't smack
block.
someone
Fuck,
like Will
whatever.
Smith. Yeah,
I
exactly.
get called a
Just do
shit
that.
disturber a lot of the times at
Bit of
work,
that
right?
macaroni.
And it's like, well, I don't like the way things are being done. I want them to be done differently. So I'm going to go out of my way to make things done differently. I want to see change.
It's the only way it happens.
Exactly.
Somebody's got
Well,
to
I
blaze
know.
the
That's why
fucking
I think,
trail.
that's why I think we're misunderstood. Because it's like, well, you can't do that. It's like, I can do whatever I want. I got a voice. I can voice my opinion. If I have a good idea, maybe they'll accept it. If not, it won't happen.
If you don't like it, come up with a different idea. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's it.
Let's. You march the beat of your own drum. I don't like
Yeah.
that. Fall in
People,
line.
people are ridiculous, man.
Fall
The
in
funny
line.
is thing. The funny thing
A
is
lot of
when you
people
get, I
don't
get
even like conflict. That's
I get-
an issue.
fucking threatened all the time to be fucking because they're gonna get censored. I'm gonna get the Twitter mob to come after me. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Get the Twitter mob to come after me. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we were on a stream the other day, and somebody brought up Spaces, and somebody brought up that well, you got to be really careful with what you do because otherwise you're gonna be fucking censored, and the community can fucking censor you. I'm like, fuck that. Like, fuck. I am not gonna fucking pussyfoot around the fucking space community or the fucking bullshit Twitter fucking mob because they might get a fucking offended. They can kiss my fucking ass. You get offended? Block me. You don't want to be there? Fucking get rid of me. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to pussyfoot around fucking nobody, especially no fucking virtual internet bullshit. You know what I mean?
Well, and especially when we're Hexicans and we know how important time is.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's stop wasting it.
Here, Frosty.
It's crazy how
Right.
much more I think about time.
Right now, it's all about execution, man. It's all about
Yeah.
execution. If you've been in it, you had to have planned. If you didn't plan, then you're late. And if right now you need to execute, so that's right now. It's the most important time to execute and get your shit right. Stop thinking, just execute. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You're gonna regret. It's either you regret not doing it or you regret not putting more. Your choice.
Well, that's the thing
I'd
with the
rather
event.
I'd rather regret putting more. That's it.
People say the same thing about the event. Oh, you're gonna fail. It's gonna be a failure. I'm like, okay, well, at least I
At least
fucking
you
tried.
tried.
At least I
Yeah.
did something, right?
Yeah.
I said,
How
worst
you
case
doing?
scenario, somebody's gonna fucking show up. Like nobody's gonna fucking show up. Somebody's gonna show up, even if it comes out of my pocket 100%. And I put the stages. I guarantee you, people are gonna fucking show up, right?
So you're already ready to take a loss. It's like fuck it, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's
fuck it,
gonna
it's gonna
happen
happen.
like that.
Bro, he's a PulseX, everything else. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Make it
Yeah,
so for
don't worry,
now.
something
By the time it comes out,
happened
you're
now,
good. Like, listen, the community is good, man. If you come up with the right plan, the community, I don't see why not. Community would not jump on this 100%.
Would you try and get
screw
down
it.
there, Marco?
And say it again.
Would you try to get down there?
Oh hell yeah, I'll go down there. No questions asked. Why not?
Would you?
Why
Yeah.
not?
What about you, Tap?
Why not? I just got to figure out if I got the PTO. That's all.
Listen, November. Why not?
Because I'm not kidding. If we go down there in November, if I can get out of this disgusting weather and we can maybe do some streams and interviews and shit.
Hell yeah, dude. Why
hilarious.
not,
That'll be
man?
lit.
That'll be phenomenal, bro.
Hilarious.
Come on, man. It's a year of change. It's a year of action. Like, let's get to it. Like,
fuck it.
last year we had the kumbaya moments and jumping around and celebrating all that stuff. Now it's time to get to work, right? Like, we got work to do, man. People
Bro,
tend to
what-
forget that.
I paid for one luggage and it's my whole studio. I'm not fucking with you. I'm on. You tell me I'm coming. I have a whole studio with me.
I'm bringing
not
my chair,
joking.
though. I'm bringing
not
my chair.
Yeah, bring your chair. That'd
I'm
be
bringing my
dope.
chair to the beach.
Put on
Bro,
a canoe.
I
Bring the
have all
chair
the
and the
bubble wrap. I
GoPros.
have
I want Frosty
have all the
sitting. It'll be
bubble wrap
Frosty
bullshit
class.
for the
People
luggage.
get
I'm
more
not
of the
joking.
Frosty
I'm gonna have
class.
spotlights, everything. It's
Come
gonna
down.
be on the road.
Come
Do
down.
it.
Dan, you wanted to do the wet
Do it.
t-shirt contest you were saying?
Do it.
You
Let's do
Oh,
it.
fuck yeah!
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
we
man.
do.
By the time we get there,
you know how easy it is to do a wet t-shirt contest here. It's
Oh
like
my lord!
Hey,
$20.
Marco, you know what?
Fucking wet t-shirt
Say again?
contest.
I don't know if the boys here know about it, but Marco knows about the $1 challenge, right? The thong challenge I set out last year.
I believe
You know
so.
about it, right?
I
Speedo
believe so.
challenge.
Oh
How nice
yes,
would it-
yes,
how
yes,
nice would
yes,
it be at
yes.
HEX?
Oh yes,
How nice
yes,
would it be if we were sitting around a dollar?
The
and
All
hex,
the men-
the
all
hex
the men.
speedo challenge.
yes.
That's what it is. Yeah, man. I put it
No.
last year. The HEX Speedo Challenge. So
If
all
it
the
hits a
men,
dollar, all the men
because
gotta
the win-
wear a speedo.
yes,
I
yes, and
remember.
it's $1 American too. It's
Fuck
American.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so I put it out last year because I think it was when I was talking to Cindy and Tony, sweetheart Cindy,
Yeah, I remember.
and yeah.
Well,
so
the other,
remember that
the
thread.
other, the
Yeah,
other
man.
part of me running this event is part of like I want to fucking let other people know in the rest of the fucking Western world that there still is fucking hope because
Yeah,
like
man.
for all the people I talked to back in North America, Canada, EU, the Australia, they're all depressed, man. Like they're all fucking bombarded with COVID. They've been locked
The world
down. Their
is,
business
man.
has been shutting down. They've
World,
been
everybody's
fucking
depressed.
bombarded by everything. Like I want to inspire in our own community that there's still fucking hope in the world and not the rest of the world lives like this and to come down and experience just a little bit of fun because I think
life.
we've all
It's life.
just a little bit of life because we've
Hey,
all
it could
been
be
fucking
Hexago.
hammered.
We could turn it to Hexago. You never know.
Hexador.
You know, Hexador. There you go. You never know, right? You just never know. Cool question, Frosty. Of course, no OPSEC and all that stuff. How hard was it to actually transition from where you came from to there? Was it
Easy.
like a tedious process? Like, oh my god, I wait 2-3 years, like other
No,
places.
I literally did it in 6 months.
Oh wow. Okay, cool.
I was
That's
like, I just made the decision to be like, I'm done. I'm not living in Canada anymore. Because as soon as I found out Trudeau was getting elected, I knew I was
Fuck that
like,
guy.
nope, I'm done. I'm out.
Guy's a piece
And I
of shit.
literally, I sold
He's
my
a- he is a
businesses,
piece
my
of shit.
cars, my houses. I literally sold everything I did in 6 months. Bought a condo down here for $400,000, and
Mhm.
I fucking got a private jet, and I fucking pulled it. I landed a private jet in Pearson, Toronto, and I fucking landed it right here in Monta Airport. Fucking done. 6-hour flight. Fucking direct. Have a nice
Awesome,
day.
man.
Out of here. Gone.
So we
I was like,
we'll take the private jet out of Toronto.
And like residency and all that
Famous,
stuff,
we
it's
drive over
easy
and
to
hop over
attain.
Toronto, we'll go, bud.
so there's 2 ways you can get a residency. Like,
Yeah.
so if you buy it, so here's one of the it's one of the cheapest places where it's $40,000 either in a certificate deposit in the bank, or you buy a property that's worth more than $40,000 and you get permanent residency.
That's
Done.
dope. That's easy.
Done.
That's it.
And
Send me your
here's the
bank
best.
account number. Let's go.
Here's the best part.
Let's
You
start.
can buy all the
Do it right
fucking
now.
condos. You can buy all the fucking condos, the
I'm
cars,
getting a
everything
third
else
passport.
with the fucking crypto. So you don't even have to fucking cash the fucking crypto out. So there's no exchange fees.
Ah.
Here's the fucking crypto. Here's your condo. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Am I
That's
even allowed
dope.
3 passports?
Right?
Yeah, because me and my wife we've been talking about a couple of places to move at least in a year or two. You know, Panama, Puerto Rico, maybe Florida, stuff like that. But you know, I'm still waiting like 1 more year just in case. I feel like certain rules are going to be changing around the world. I just have that feeling. Before I pull that trigger, I just want to start looking at different options, different places, because I don't want to be in New York no more. You know, I've done very well for myself in crypto. That I want to take my family, my generation. It ends here. I want to bring it somewhere else. You know, start fresh
Yeah.
somewhere else. So
Yeah.
man, that sounds cool.
And the
man.
way I look at it is like, the nice part about it is even if you don't want to spend the rest of your life in Latin, like fucking say Latin America or
Yeah.
say Ecuador, for example, let's say you fucking, it's a good stepping stone just to get the fuck out, right?
Yeah.
Because you can get in, you can buy a property for fucking cheap, a beautiful oceanfront condo, right? And like Dean, like he came down, he paid $250,000 for his fucking condo, right? And then he gets a residency, and now he's like, well, now I got an option. If I only come here for fucking 6 months a year, I'll go somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Like, but it's it's a very cheap stepping stone to get the fuck out. And maybe you go somewhere else. And maybe you get another place in Thailand, and you get another fucking place in Singapore or fucking Philippines, and you just jump around, right?
Yeah, and
So
if it doesn't work in one place, you could go back to where you originally started, and you can live like a king over there anyway. So
Well, my thing
Win-win.
was like, it's like, okay, if I back then, like everybody got locked into Canada and they restricted the travel restrictions. I was like, okay, if I'm wrong and it doesn't go the way it's going to go, I can just get a plane and go back to Canada. But if I'm right, I'm out and I don't have to put up with any of the fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Right. And then now I'm here, I'm done. I don't have like, after the second my plane dropped here and I can prove that the majority of my life is here, I can pick my exit date. Think about this for a second. You can pick your fucking exit date when you fucking declare your non-tax residency for Canada. So wait a minute here. Crypto fucking just dropped like 80%, right? So now I can be like, that day. That's my day of exit. And that was the fucking exit tax I have to pay on Canada. Have a nice fucking day, right? Now I'm done. I don't have to do anything, right? And then say things change in Canada. Well, it's easier to go back than it is to get then stuck there. Like your dollar goes nowhere in fucking Canada. Nowhere. Everything's so fucking expensive in Canada. It's retarded. Like $100,000 a year we're in Canada, you're still
Nothing.
like, it's like you're barely middle class.
Right.
Barely middle class.
Frosty,
Here,
I put a
100
bid in. I put a bid in a couple weeks ago on a property that was listed at like 950,
Yeah,
and they went for 1.5.
it's retarded.
1.5, and it was
Wow.
listed at 950,000.
Just
Well,
like that.
you could spend that 250,000. You could buy a place for 250,000 here, and the rest of that fucking money for the 900, you could live the rest of your life in Latin America without fucking taking another dime.
Well, that's why I'm coming. I'm moving there in November. Like,
You could
Yeah,
live.
we're going. We're not going back.
Marco,
No,
we
I'm
should
coming-
go a
I'm
couple days
definitely
early,
coming
man.
for the
We should-
winter.
We should look around. We should actually go.
I'll
a
come
couple
for the
days
winter.
early.
It's dead
Yeah.
in the winter, man.
Exactly.
I'll just come there, man.
No, if I go there for
Yeah.
November, I'll probably go there for at least a week or so, maybe more. You know, yeah, I really want to experience it. You know, I don't want
I
to go
gotta
there
get
just
going
for a
here,
2-day
boys.
event.
Frosty, what a
Yeah, brother.
pleasure to have you on, man. It was great to see you. Can you do
Yeah,
this
man.
again sometime or what?
Fucking anytime, man. Fucking hit me up. Like I said, fucking spread the word out there. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm trying to make this a community event. Anybody that wants to be involved or can add some sort of fucking value,
Yeah.
contact me. Basically, this is gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a potluck. So anybody that can fucking offer value and that wants to be involved, contact me. Let's fucking come up with something.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we're on
look.
every Monday at 8:00 if you want to stop by another time.
Yeah, brother, fucking send me a link
But
anytime.
thanks a lot. Nice to talk to you, Marco. Thanks for coming on, man. I
Always,
appreciate you
buddy.
coming tonight.
Yeah,
It was
man.
good to see you, boys.
Yeah, I'm
we'll see
sorry.
you
I'm
next
sorry I
week,
missed
eh?
the past 2 episodes, man. I just had the gas
Awesome.
leak in the house and all that bullshit I had to deal with. So
Oh damn.
I'm gonna watch
Peace out,
hockey with my
Morgan.
dad. The Leafs are in the playoffs, so I can't. I gotta watch some hockey. Cheers, boys.
Yeah,
Have a
buddy.
good night. I'll
Yes,
try and
sir.
check it on the stream later. See you, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Good night,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good luck.
Pleasure.
Good luck to the team.
Thanks, bud. See ya.
yeah, man.
Oh, we lost Frosty.
Yeah, 'cause he thought you were closing it.
Oh, he thought you could
No.
close the stream. Probably.
No worries. No worries.
All good. Damn.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
All right.
Like it's
now there was
interesting
4.
that we could damn, man, to go to Ecuador just like that, it's that easy. Wow.
I mean,
Well,
Wow. I was
I'm-
looking at like
I'm not-
the exchange of the money, like, oh my god, dude, I would live like a mega king over there.
damn,
Like damn.
easy.
Mhm.
You won't even have to touch, just take your little whatever money. Like you says, get your property. The rest of it, just live off that.
Mhm. Let me see. Hex,
Very hard.
PHEX, Hedron, Ehedron, MAXI, Pulsechain, PulseX. Yeah. I'll make my own roam over there, bro.
Stake in PulseX, liquidity, LP.
Think about it.
provided.
Just one. Choose one type of stake, right? Whether it's HEX, PHEX, Pulse version of their staking, the farms, or the PulseX, just original staking. Any one of those could pay for your living over there, right? Just any one of those. How crazy
Yeah.
is that, right?
Man,
You have enough hex, a monthly hex stake, a yield will pay for it. You know, like
Marco, I
That's
love how
insane.
you said you was talking to your wife about, what y'all going to
Yeah,
be able
man.
to do as far as O's. Because I was literally talking to my girlfriend this past weekend about,
Yeah.
I was telling like, babe, I know I be talking about this whole testnet thing, yada, yada. I finally showed her what it looks like and how
Yeah.
the pools looked and how much, it's be making over time.
Yep.
So I explained to her, like, babe, like, when this thing drops, give it like a half year, a year, 2 years. This is not gonna be the same no more.
Like the numbers she saw that we already have, right? She was, of course, she didn't believe it in the beginning, right? Then finally, when it started coming in and all that stuff, and it started getting faster and faster, and she's like, "Oh, whoa, like this is fucking real." I'm like, "Oh, where have you been? Welcome." Like it's real, And we talk about it more, and she sees it more. Now she's getting into it more and all that stuff, and she watches Crypto Coffee's videos, and she watches K4K and Huddle Dog and all those guys. She's learning even more, because even though like she's married to me, I'm home, stuff like that, we talk so much about life that we tune each other out for a lot of things too, because it's natural, right? It's husband and wife. So you're like me trying to teach the crypto side, stuff like that. It's always like, all right, hurry, teach me. All right. It's just like sometimes it just doesn't connect, right? She needs to learn from somebody else, and it just happens that way. So she's learning and stuff like that. And now I got to the point where I sat her down the past month and a half. I'm like, all right, babe. So the numbers look like it's finally accurate. let's sit down. Let me go over what we have. And her jaw dropped. Like, I'm like, just add a penny. Just a penny. Just add that. She's like, impossible. There's no way we can make that. I'm like, just add a penny. That's it. She's like, how does that work? I'm like, it's just math, babe. It's just math. There's no me, you, and it's just math. You know, if that's not how much we have, if that's the number that hits, that's it. You know, I'm like, and that's just in that coin. You know, like that's just Pulsechain. I'm like, all right, let's do math again. Now here's PulseX, where we're about to get. Like, impossible. I'm like, no, that's it. I'm like, oh, guess what? Remember the HEX that we're good, that we could retire off if we wanted, all that stuff. We get another copy of that for free. Impossible, you know, like it's just crazy, right? And then what blew her mind, right? And she looked at me, she's like, all right, now I think this is all full of shit. I'm like, why? Because I introduced her to Maximus 2 weeks ago, right?
Okay.
And she was like, another one? Did you fucking sacrifice for that too? I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way, blah blah. And when I explained to her, like, and I don't think, and let me say this, I don't think a lot of people understand the power of what Maximus has done, right?
Yep.
So you take a certain bag of HEX, you join the pool, you make that one stake. That one stake, if you do it before, of course, God bless, we did it before Pulsechain, now becomes two investments instead of one, right?
Yep.
But now it actually becomes 4 because now you get the Maximus on both sides, and then you get the Hedron on both sides, right? And that's not a clue. So that's what 1, 2, 3. That's what
That's
5,
six.
six. But
So
check
it's
this
6
out.
different answers.
It's 6. But now if you want to take it to the next level, you could use the bridge and do the wrap versions of everything. So now that 6 became 12. And people don't think about that, you know? And then you have the Ascendant tokens and all that stuff. So it's like just this one play with Maximus opened the door for multiple investments. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they fell asleep on it so hard. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's great. So yeah. So then, you know, I spoke to my wife about all this. I'm like, you know, I think one, you know, I want to help other people that didn't get a chance to do what we did, you know. So I want to be an angel investor, and of course, not just throw money to random projects, stuff like that. No. I'm not no fool, right? I worked hard for this. I want to be able to invest in things that I think is going to make a big difference in some type of way, whatever industry it is, right? That's one of my goals, right? So I want to be able to turn around like, yo, I helped 10 different businesses bloomish, and those 10 different businesses help thousands of people, right? That's what I want to do, right? My wife, she loves animals, she loves shelters and all that stuff. So she wants to be able to do something with that. So, and then not only that, but we thought about like in the next, like I said, the next year or two, where we want to move, right? And I want to be able to move somewhere peacefully where, you know, I don't want to be too crowded, but then I want to be able to live like a king if I wanted, right? Without people bothering me. Just let me live my life. Let me and my kids grow up. Let my kids grow up healthy and safely and all that stuff. And that's what I care about. So yeah, I've been little by little, I'm just taking notes of what people have been talking about, where they've been coming from and what they've been doing. So when Frosty, you know, keeps on talking about Ecuador and how it is, I'm like, well, I do have a couple of friends that live in Ecuador. I could ask them more personal questions, how it, you know, it is from the inside too, and then, you know, make different decisions. So it's interesting, man. I recommend a lot of people start having those conversations with your spouse, your loved one, stuff like that, because I don't, like I said, man, I don't think nobody's ready for the amount of money we're about to get, man. Like, we're gonna get smacked to the face hard, but we're gonna be smiling when it happens, though. You know,
Well, we're VCs. Technically, we're VCs. If you think about it, it's a VC.
Yeah.
We're VCs.
Right?
It's as
Like,
simple as that. No one realizes how important, how rich a VC gets in one of these like early investments.
Yeah.
It's like,
And we know it's going to perform well.
and it was right under our noses. Some of us, like,
Listen,
I feel
man.
like it was right under my nose.
Pulsechain only needs to do a 50 to 100x, and I'm set for life. And we all know that she's gonna do thousands of X's. Okay. And
What are you going to do?
Pulsechain, right? That's just Pulsechain. That's not HEX. That's not PulseX. That's not Max. That's just, you know, I just need HEX to be a few dollars, and I'm set for generations. You know, so like, and that's thousands of other hexagons and all that stuff that has opportunity too. So
Yes.
it's incredible that we have the opportunity. But what's more incredible for me is that not only was I lucky to strike gold with this, I'm lucky to strike gold with a community that keeps me grounded, right? That helps educate me. But I don't know it all, guys. I don't know it all, right? There's way more people that's 10 times smarter than me that can talk crypto better and all that stuff and stuff like that, right? But at least I'm level-headed. At least I understand things pretty well. You know, I make great decisions. Well, I think I make great decisions, right? You know, I'm not you know, I don't go crazy and just spend money randomly and do this and do that. Like, listen, my dream car, two of my dream cars so I've ever had was a Nissan 240Z, right? I want one as pristine as possible, stuff like that. One of them, I saw a guy was selling it for 70, 80K, right? Talking about like hardly ever used, pristine, all that stuff. I was gonna pull the trigger twice. Another car I always wanted was a Porsche GTS, right? 911 turbo, like, and that car is about 200 something K, right? Last year, 3 times I visited the dealership because I was gonna pull the trigger, and every three times I look at the guy, I'm like, I'll be back. Like, nah, why? Took that, threw it in more into HEX and took other stuff, right? Because it's like I could delay gratification longer, right? Like, why pull that trigger to get that car while a year later or 2 years later I come back, I buy the dealership, right? Like, I don't need to do that right now. I think a lot of people have to understand that you don't have to go crazy now. Just delay a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, you know? Remember last year we did what, 15-year stakes, all that stuff like that. It's only 14 years now, you know? It's actually 14 and a half years now, right? If you think about it, right? Maybe more, right? So it's like 15 years is not that far. You know, a 10-year stake is not that far away. A 5-year stake is not that far away. So, you know, like people just start planning now, man, because time goes by like this. You know, it was just New Year's a while ago. We was just celebrating the conference of New Year's just just recently, it felt like, right? And we're already about to hit the summertime, you know?
Birthday, it felt like yesterday.
Exactly. You know, so, you know, I tell folks like prepare now, man, because you just don't know, man. Like you just don't know, man. You just don't know what could happen. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing, and you know, I'm blessed for this community. I'm blessed for what I learn every day. I want to learn, man. Like when I hear you guys talk and people in chat talk and people in different streams talk and new people coming in, like, listen, I'm a student of the craft, man. I grab my pen and paper and I write and I write, and before I go to sleep, I review my notes again. I pick and choose what I really liked, and if I'm not sure about it, next morning while I'm eating breakfast, do what I gotta do. I start researching that, and I'm like, does it make sense for me? No, okay, fine, learn something else. But I'm a student of the craft, man. And I love this shit, and I'm blessed to be part of this community, you know. And I want to do everything I can to help make this community even better, you know. So
100%.
It's fun, man. It's a really fun thing. Just like the spaces the other night, right? It made my day. Like it made my night actually. Right? Like I loved it. I think I went to sleep. I'm not sure how long you guys stood on the space the other night, but I think I was having errors around 3 something in the morning. It just kicked me out. I just couldn't join. So I told Sequoia, everybody else, like, hey guys, I can't join back in. But they were going to like 4 or 5 a.m. almost. These guys.
Oh
right?
yeah, they did. So
Yeah.
I passed out and they continued because I also
was-
gave the account.
Yeah.
It's shared. So
Yeah.
if I'm not there, someone has it, and it's like it says in the bio, like there's multiple account owners on it. Beware. You know, I check it regularly, and the people, it's like, you know, Hexication.
Mhm.
You know, there's Hex is the way. There's Josh Soleil. These are guys, guys and girls in the community that are there all the time, just like me. But you know, because at some point, everyone needs to sleep. Everyone. Sometimes I'm getting calls now. I'm starting to move. I had to get rid of stuff, but everyone's continuing this. And people sometimes when I don't have it on, they're like, "When is it happening?" I'm like, "Okay, I'll put it on." Like shit, people need it. They really do need it 24/7, and I will run this 24/7. I'm buying a fucking hotspot for that phone in Europe. It's just for that. It's gonna be insane. Like I love it. People love it. The feedback I get is so good, and that's why we did over 100 days right straight. So, and I'm
It's
happy.
beautiful, man. It's
And I'm
not
happy
easy,
you
too.
like it. I'm happy because I told you would love it, man. And it
was great, man.
We need to get more people involved because it's a free way for us to just be involved with each other because
We get our
preach
dramas
that,
at times in it, but
it's better we do it now. It's better
Yes.
we get it over
Yes.
now. It's like
once
punch me
the
now,
drama
you
walks
know?
away, is like
It's
I think
like
that
amazing.
that night what made me smile the most was the random people coming in, and the first thing they said was like, yo, what are you guys about? Like I've been in the background for like 20-30 minutes just hearing you guys, and I love what I'm hearing. Like, and they come out and they're like, oh, you know, I come from this community. I've been to 3 different communities, and they don't even talk like the way you guys do, or have the energy like you guys do, or the education like you guys do. Like, what the fuck are you guys, right? Like we're some special alien, right? Like, it was just beautiful. And then out of nowhere, another person comes in, and another person comes in, and another person comes in. Next, you know, I think we have like 6-7 different new people over there that was just loving it like crazy. And guess what? The next morning, they all showed up again, you know, because they loved it, right? They loved what they heard. They saw it was real, and they came in and we was bouncing off ideas, and you know, it was beautiful, man. It was so cool, man.
Thank you, man.
It was so cool. Man.
I thought about it and I put it in fruition, and I'm happy that people recognize, because it's hard to do right,
Yeah,
right?
man.
To do right is hard, and the spaces, man, is
It's a game changer for sure.
it's gonna be a myth. It sadly one day might be a myth. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a myth. It's gonna be like, shit, you guys did that? Yeah, we did that. We did more. We tried to always get better, and it's like, I'm not trying to shit on like Telegram or like any other Discord if there is. It's just like,
Yeah.
we have that profile. It's the stats show us that we are all on there. Might as well be there. And now that it's there, it's like,
Mhm.
you know, even the Twitter storm, like the Twitter storm that happened was so cool. That's what you saw about all the people coming in, 200 people. It was the Twitter storm. That's the help you get from the community.
Yeah.
It's just a little push in the door. That's all we would need. And as a community, we're gonna thrive, man. Like you say, Marco, it's they
just
don't
a
know what's
start,
gonna
man.
hit them.
It's
They
just
don't
a
know what's gonna
start.
hit them.
Real quick,
Yeah.
guys. Dan, someone in Twitch asked how can you calculate the PulseX value. I dropped a link on how to do it, but I realized that he's on Twitch, but I did it on YouTube. Can you just copy the link and put it on the Twitch thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you go into this website, you copy and paste your address on it, and it shows you how much your SAC value is.
Can you put it in the private chat? Because I can't
Gotcha.
grab it.
Hang on. It's there.
And it's also good too, because it's like we teach each other how to onboard, right? And that's the most important part, because technically the OGs onboarded us, and now as we're gonna become, in a way, OGs, because it was what, Big Payday? It was a big event for HEX. Now, obviously, a fork is gonna be a big event in the RH ecosystem, and we're gonna be technically people that are before that, and now it's our duty, our job, to go ahead and preach. Like what Frosty wants to do in Ecuador, fuck, man, let's do it. If it's possible, let's do it. Obviously, you know, like when the girl was like, of Tic Tac Crypto, she said, don't make it the next Fire Festival. Obviously not. But if it's possible, let's bring all our resources together. Fuck, we were on NASCAR. Like you think, how can we do a little festival that's technically not even for profit? He's like, fuck it, let's do it. Let's just have the cost, just the costs. Okay, that's so feasible. You know what I mean? You want to give out tickets? That's a fucking beautiful idea. And we should even see how that's possible where we live, because I don't think it's hard to do it. I don't think it's hard to do that. It could be with the licensing, but we could definitely come up with something. I'm pretty sure. We're like the way Marco says it, it's, if you think about it, the amount of X's that's going to happen to your delayed gratification, people that did the long-term stakes, you know, it's like the ladders are important, the long-term stakes are important, but you have that delayed gratification. You're going to be there looking at the screen like, thank God I can't sell. Thank God I can't sell. You're going to be like, thank God. And the people that are going to sell, they're going to look back in a year like, holy shit, I got the 1000X, but holy fuck, man, it's at 2000, 3000X if it happens, right? But 50, 100X, that is like, how can it not happen? It's literally, I'm starting FUD right now, but it's like,
listen, man, I can't even think about like,
I can't even. It's like
a 10,000X, another 10,000X, or
we're VCs,
another 14,000X. People saying, or even another 5,000X. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like, God bless this community. God bless Richard Hart, the devs team. You know, like,
I've been thinking about how the shares rate is going to go on the Pulsechain. That's been on my mind heavy the past couple of days.
The what?
The T share rate on the Pulsechain. Like how we're going to get paid on the Pulsechain, and how that's going to play out.
It's going to be insane. A different lifestyle, in my opinion. It's going to be a different lifestyle.
Like the I think the thing that folks should start thinking about too, right? It's like everybody thinks PHEX is going to be the better one all the time and stuff like that, right? But the thing is, when you do the math, right, it's like, yeah, you might have better price appreciation on PulseX versus HEX majority of the time, right? But you're gonna be it's gonna be more volatile because people, as easy as it's gonna be people to buy, it's gonna be as easy as people to sell.
Exactly.
You understand that, right? And a lot of times we got a lot of sellers and buyers often, you know, at times it just happens, right? People have to understand that. Now with HEX, you know, it goes to the playground of the big players, right? So a lot of the big whales, the big dolphins, the big sharks, everybody, the legacy people, when they come in, the big players, they don't care about fees. You know what I'm saying? The APY on the each side is gonna go higher, higher, higher along the way. Why? Because less people are gonna be stick on that side to jump on the PulseX. So that's why I tell people don't sell your whole bag, man. Make sure you love both children equally, because you on this side you're gonna get crazy amount of APY, right? So your payout per t-shirt is gonna be much higher, right? On this side, you have better price appreciation, but keep in mind, it's gonna be more like
Volatile.
this, I'll go up and down like this more often, but it's gonna be like this a lot, and it fucks with people's heads, so people sell, they get wrecked, stuff like that. So I tell people, play with both sides, stuff like that, and don't be stupid, love your children equally. Leave some bag on this side, let it do its thing, get the APY on this side, get a bag of PHEX, do your thing, whatever you got to do. That's why you got the free copy, right? Like, to be happy and just rock and roll, man. Just the issue a lot of people in this community too is that everybody wants to just take everything they have and just throw it in one section, try to make the biggest gains ever. It's like, by doing that, that's the biggest risk. What if you're wrong? You lose it all, right? Versus you spread it in the ecosystem that Richard Hart built, the ecosystem, right? And then now we have Maximus a Hedron, so that there's just an extra bonus on top of everything. As long as you play in this field and you do things right and you do it along the way, a long time, how you lose? You can't lose, right? Like, you cannot lose. So people just have to have that mentality, like, everybody wants to strike not gold but diamond instantly. It's not going to happen instantly. Like, just give it time. Spread your wealth evenly, nicely, the way you want. Have a plan and be happy. When shit pops off, pops off. But that's just, everybody wants to, like I said.
People will wreck themselves. That's funny. They're gonna sell. They're gonna be like, "Yo, I got the 20x." Fuck,
Buddy, it's
yeah.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
100%.
Like, and don't get me wrong. Listen, it's okay, right?
It is.
A 20x for that person might be the biggest life-changing thing ever, right? Kudos to you. You didn't
100%.
have that. Did it change your generation? Did it change your life? By all means, you beat the rat race, right? You beat the enemy, right? If that's all you need for your rest of your bloodline, all that stuff, that's your goal. So be it, right? My goal is to make sure there's just my goal, and my goal only is for my kids. No matter what happens the next 200 years on this earth, they're set for life, right? No matter what happens, I don't care if there's another war, another this, they're going to have enough money, enough things for security, and be careful. I want my bloodline to move on, guys. To me, that's immortality, right? That's to be immortal. What's to be immortal?
Amen. For
your bloodline to pass on, right? I think, listen, I'm not religious, I'm more spiritual, but I think that's what you're on earth for, is to pass on your bloodline, right? It's a blessing, right? Like, you could have been any creature in this world. You're human, right? You get to make choices. You get to change your mind today, tomorrow, the next day, right? Take action, so that's my thing, is just to generational wealth, man. Is just to make sure my kids and kids never have to go through what I went through, never, so, that's just my goal, man. And, people got to be prepared for things like this, just to get ready, and I think majority of us are, I still think a lot of people are just randomly just hoping, closing the eyes and hoping things go well. And just like a lot of my friends, like, listen, I have my own private Telegram group, but tons of my families and friends and my previous coworkers and all that stuff that I taught along the way. And it's sad to say, but maybe out of let's say that 200, whatever it is, maybe a good 20 or 40 is taking it super serious. They're doing the test net, they're preparing all that stuff. The others, they're just if they think they're gonna call me randomly, like, hey, yeah, teach me this, and then click, like, nope. I gave you a whole year of my time to teach you more than ever. You had like 6-7+ months to learn the test net, to play with it. Every single day I'm in Telegram giving you tips and tricks and all that stuff. Hey, try this in the test net, try that, try this, try that. How is that going? Any questions, let me know. You don't bother to hit me up this whole time. And you think when the shit goes live, you're gonna hit me up? No. It doesn't work that way, man. Going forward, I help folks who help themselves first, and we keep it from there. But yeah, man, and that's another thing too, guys. Like, be careful who you surround yourself with, because trust me, people are not stupid. Whether you try to keep your wealth and how much you made on the hush low, they're gonna see a sense of different vibe and energy from you. So they're gonna know something popped. They're gonna know, wait a minute, I know he is in crypto. His mood swing has changed. His attitude has changed. His lifestyle kind of changed. This motherfucker made it. and then next they become leeches and parasites and stuff like that. Be careful of that. Even the most trusted loved ones could turn on you and become a parasite or leech. So be careful of that. Start training your mind too. Start training your heart. Don't let them get mixed up. You gotta learn when to walk away. You gotta learn when to say no. And you're not helping anybody if you think you could just free throwing money to them all the time. You're not helping them. You're giving a drug addict more drugs. You're not helping. So just prepare for that too. I don't think a lot of people talk about that things too. So
Yep. Because everyone just, oh yeah. But it's choose the right ones to tell it to too,
Yeah.
right? Because you might create a fucking demon at the end of the day.
And family friends start fighting each other because
Yep.
you help one versus the other, and now the other one wants a handout, and the third or fourth one wants a handout, and next you understand what I mean? Like it'll be a never ending handout, And now I'm not saying like, listen, if there's a family member in need and stuff like that needs help because something happened, by all means, you have the power to help. You help, right? The difference between helping and being used. It's a big difference. Don't be used. So
I think it's a perfect time to shill Richard Hart's Sci-Fi's book. Shout out to
Yeah.
SJ.
absolutely
Follow her on YouTube. She
powerful.
does a beautiful audio version of the book.
Powerful.
That's a
H-
powerful book to read. Definitely, before Pulsechain goes live. Get your mindset right. Ask yourself the right questions. Better yourself as an individual.
We have an app for that. She's actually on the app with the
Oh, shit.
audiobook. So,
There
yeah.
you go.
sci5.glideapp.io. And basically
Is
she's
it on both
waiting.
platforms?
Yeah, but it's an app that you basically go through. Okay, so iOS you have to do it through Safari. Then you click add to home screen, and it becomes like a web app.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
the
sure.
web app, you have the first book, right? All 10, 11 chapters, I think,
Yeah.
and then you have the second book too. I put it there. It
Got
doesn't
it.
have the audio, but you could read it. There's
Is
also
Android
you
the
could
same
also
way,
watch
but you add on the home screen type of thing
yeah,
too?
on
Okay.
Google. You do it on Google, and then there's an
Chrome.
option in your Google Chrome.
To
It says
add
add
home
to
screen.
home
Yeah,
screen, and it becomes an
gotcha.
app. But if
I do that
not,
for
you could
everything.
just even right now, you go on the web page right now on your computer. It gives you like an emulator of the phone, and you
Okay.
could use the app also on the PC. So it's
Nice.
cool. So if you're like, oh, I want to have the audiobook, it's all there. She's currently, I think she's on the 7th or 6th chapter. She's doing it. I have to check.
Interesting.
I always have to check out on that. But yeah, she's awesome. I have also the other one. It continues, but it's the guy voice. But I love her voice, so I want her to. I obviously want to put her first. But yeah,
There you go.
I want to try something. Continue to talk. I want to test something. I want to show you guys something. Let me see if it works. You know how I'm trying to build my YouTube channel soon, and I'm buying a bunch of equipment, all that stuff. I want to see if I'm being able to show you guys how that looks and how that's going. You continue to talk. I gotta just turn on everything. I'll be right back. Right?
that's awesome.
All right.
I can't wait to do this. It's dope, man.
So what's good?
I also have to get me one of those chairs, man. In Europe, I'm fucking sitting on some. My chairs are squeaky, they're squeaky, man.
I'm standing for the crypto fitness challenge. About to start squatting.
But I was standing too. I was just doing a little movement.
Today I went for a walk. I'm gonna be doing all kinds of training on the beach. So I'm staying as I'm a fat guy now. I gotta run
You got the money.
Wait to lose.
it. What? No.
All right. Can you guys see that?
Unrealized
Yeah.
gains.
All right, so I'm gonna walk away from the camera, but I'm gonna show you. So, of course, everything's a mess. Nothing's really built.
Wow.
So this section that you're seeing is gonna be where it's a top head view. So when I'm building something or working with my hands, people get to see up close and personal, like what I'm working with, right?
Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn the camera to the laser machine that I bought. That was like literally it's like $7,000. I'm gonna show it to you. Give me a second, all right?
Okay.
Is this why HEX been down 80% for 8 months?
Yeah, we can see it.
This is smooth. This is smooth too.
I have a machine right here and another machine right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I know someone who actually does stuff like that also with pens, and like I probably send you some equipment for like the rotating stuff. Marco, I'll send you some stuff when he bought it on Amazon. I don't know if he hears it.
Were you guys able to see any of that, or?
Yeah, Marco,
Yeah,
I was
we
gonna
were.
tell
We
you.
were.
I was telling you. I have also, if you need help for the like, rotating equipment, I know
Yeah.
someone who does like manipulation with like pens, and the camera, and you look through, and he has all these cool gadgets like
Oh yeah,
gimbals and stuff. Yeah, I'll send you all the
yeah. Let me know, man. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah,
know.
I'll send, and whatever you use, whatever you think you could use, because it's so many cool. Like you don't think you might want it,
Yeah.
but then it's like just to show how to rotate, because you said you had so many machines, right? So
Yeah.
like bunch of things to move it, and it's like a one thing he has is like this massive rod that you could just move the camera like this.
Yeah. So right now, all you saw was one camera at the moment on that
Oh,
side.
you have more than one?
But yeah, so basically that camera that you saw was the Sony ZV-1. So I actually
Yeah.
bought 3 of them, right? So I'm gonna have one on
Oh,
top of the laser, so you can see the laser 24/7 if you want, right? One on the workshop, and then one on where if I'm gonna make a hat, then I'll do the press or the shirt, so the viewers could see me doing everything live. And then what I'm gonna use is like like for example, like I don't know if it's gonna reach you. Give me a second. Like
it should
the
multicast yourself.
like
You
the
should-
Elgato,
yeah, the
right?
yeah the deck
So
the tech guy.
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy 2 of them. So I'm gonna have the smaller one here. I'm gonna glue this under the table, right? So whenever I want to switch between cameras, I just click the button,
Yeah,
So I'm like, all right, guys, we're gonna head to the laser real quick. I just click camera 4, and it's instantly to the laser,
yeah.
If I want to go back to this table, that's camera 1, and I'm gonna have like one Elgato on this table so I could switch,
You're
when I go
laughing.
over there, I could switch it to myself, So I'm gonna be doing that. I recently bought the Rode mic, so at least I could walk around. So if I don't want to use this all the time, I could
Yeah.
walk around and use that and stuff like that. So, the reason why the COTG, the reason the lighting is down is because it's late, so I don't want to wake up everybody. But yeah, man, like if it's daytime or all that stuff, when I'm ready to do this, yeah, I'm gonna have like literally like studio lights on top, shining down, so everything's be big and bright. You're gonna be able to see everything like 4K viewing, everything clear. The audio is gonna be clear. That's why I've been taking long. Like if you see my hands, like how it's cut up in this, like I'm really taking this shit serious. Like I'm really building shit. I literally bought like there's a website called MakerPipe where you could buy these fixtures and these tools and stuff like that, and then you go buy conduit. And yeah, man, I've been cutting my own conduit, stuff like that. I even build my own camera rig because nobody really had a camera rig that's so long, right? Or that could support that many cameras. So I actually built my own rig
Yeah,
to hold
3 it's a
three
lot.
cameras, the lighting, all that stuff. So yeah, man, I'm trying to take this serious. And like I told people, like the reason for my channel is could be a couple of things, right? I don't want to say the name yet because I'm still in the process of buying and trying to trademark certain things. But yeah, basically it's I'm gonna be building shit. It's gonna be a whole bunch of random shit, whether it's hats, shirts, wood, working with leather, all that stuff, working with metal. Well, while I'm doing all that, right, I'm gonna be teaching crypto, or for people that are new, that's not crypto people, right, non-coiners, right. I know there's a lot of younger adults, and especially moms and aunts and sisters, and just even males, right. They love watching this shit on YouTube. People making shit, people doing things. So what's a better way to get them drawn into that, right? While showing them how to make things, while talking crypto to them, right? And when they ask me, how are you able to do this type of lifestyle? How did you get started? Well, hex.com, it helped me, crypto, it helped me do this, right? Like I made a certain amount of stakes for these equipments. These equipments are not cheap, right? I bought state of the art of the best, right? That's a top of the line laser. That's a Glowforge Pro. That's like $7,000 right now, right? The heat press for the hat, right? That's the best in the industry. That's about almost $1,800 right there, right? The heat press for the shirt, that's about almost $2,000 right there, right? So like this is not cheap. The cameras itself, right now, you want to try to buy this camera, people are trying to sell it on eBay for like $1,000 each. I got 3 of them, right? Like these things are not cheap, but I build along the way over time. I made stakes for these type of things, So, it's a process. It's happening. I'm super close to being done, right? Like finally more equipment finally came in. I'm still waiting for one of the cameras. I made a deal with somebody on eBay. Finally caught a camera pretty cheap. So hey, thanks. I appreciate that. So yeah, man, I'm just trying to get ready to help the community. And so the other purpose of this channel too is so while I do this, right? So people don't know, I think last year alone, I think I spent anywhere from 12, if I gotta look at the YouTube from the emails, like how much super chats you spent. I think I spent like 12 to 15 grand last year on super chats, right? Just, going to different channels, promote, here's 100, here's 200, here's 50, 50, 50, it adds up, and I'm like, all right, fine. Does it help the folks I send it to? Yeah, sure. Most of them it might not help because why? They're retired, they're doing wealthy, right? So what can I do to impact their channel while just giving money in their pocket? I was like, all right, what if I take that money, instead of throwing $200 worth of super chats, I go buy $200 worth of hats, shirts, etc., and I make personal logos, personal things, and I go, hey, Dan, you know what? This is your channel. I'm going to next week. I'm going to give you five hats, 5 shirts, no cost to you. You don't even need to mention my name if you don't want. Give this to, do a giveaway to your channel, stuff like that, right? And that's just that's product that we wear. Pulsechain, PulseX, HEX, Hedron, MAXI, all that stuff. And when people win that shit, they're more prideful, right? They yell the loudest when they win something, right? Somebody wins a hat from your thing, you could say it's from me or not. That's up to you. They're gonna go on Twitter. Oh, I was on the stream, and I just won this hat. Oh my god! Now they're prideful, excited for the next 2-3 weeks, right? That's direct marketing in some sense, right?
Yeah.
You give a couple of shirts, couple of hats, you give whatever I make, you give. It helps. Now, what if I do that every 2 weeks? I select a channel from the community, right? I feel like it's been doing well, right? Oh, you know what? You did well this past 2 weeks. Here's 5 hats, 5 shirts, whatever it is. Do a giveaway to your people. Oh, here's 5 shirts, 5 here's 2 mugs, etc. With HEX, give it away, whatever, right? I think it helps promote other channels and help promote everybody around. So, I just started to think about outside the box, like how can I make something different? I think everybody made a stream where we just sit here and everybody just wants to teach. I think there's enough of that, right? Of hardcore teaching. I was like, why not make something where it's going to be switching up, where I haven't seen so far any people or a person in our community that has a multi camera setup, right? So I think I'll probably be the first one that has about 4 or 5 cameras showing different angles, getting more engagement, more personal with the camera, all that stuff, showing how we do things, how we move and stuff like that. I think it'll be a next step. And I think it'd be cool that people follow suit, with the more multiple cameras. We're taking production to another level, right? So it'll be fun. I think it'll be really cool. It'll be different. And then there'll be times where I'll be like telling I'll do a vote on Twitter, be like, hey guys, what do you want me to make next week? And I put, hey, do you want me to make a special logo? Do you want me to make a hat? Do you want me to make, a bench, whatever, right? Like with the community, and hey, you learn along the way, right? And you never know who catches on and stuff like that. So, and not only that, but you see how, like, unfortunately, our community is male dominant, right? And we want to keep the wives and girlfriends busy and stuff. Sometimes they don't want to be into the crypto shit. Sometimes they don't want to, right? Well, that could be a channel they could come on and learn to just engage, right? Like, well, a whole bunch of women or men or whoever comes on, they could learn and build shit together and do things together. We got one of those spammers again. It's annoying, these people, man. Right? Like,
I think this is our first spammer.
Yeah.
I found it.
Yeah. They usually like to follow, kind of have a hit who it might be, but yeah, man. So it'll be cool, man. Like in the end of the day, like I think it'll be pretty cool, right? Like, so when the husband is on a serious channel learning all that stuff, the women, they could come on and they could learn about crafting, all that stuff, making things and stuff like that. Wow, little by little, I'm throwing seeds of crypto. They're learning crypto, but they're learning it in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they get excited, they sit down with their husband that's in HEX community or whatever it is. Now they're building that relationship even more, right? Now they actually took the drug pill of HEX and stuff like that. Now they're learning crypto, and now they fall through the rabbit hole. So I think it's a different way to engage with folks in some sense. So yeah, man, I just can't wait for it. So I've been speaking about it for a while, but finally, like, it's hard with COVID and all that stuff. A lot of the equipment was delayed like 2-3 months, so I finally got majority of the stuff here, and now I'm just literally like cutting my hands, just cutting wires, putting things together. So it's fun. I can't wait, man. It's exciting.
It's your creation.
Yeah, man. And I would like you guys to come on once in a while, just shit to shit, talk, chill, make some stuff for you guys for free, and it'd be cool, man.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, man. And
I hope it comes out. I think it'll be great.
The giveaways is definitely going to help the outreach.
That's a brilliant idea. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, man.
It's like what could you do that's unique?
Yeah.
At the same time, that does a lot of impact.
Yeah.
Of what we're trying to do. It's smart, man.
I appreciate it. I mean, my wife asked me. She goes, so, and she sees, like, my wife. She don't care, right? Like, she understands why I do these, like, super chats and all this other stuff. Like, she understands why.
Yeah,
And one time she hit me with a question. She goes, big question. She's like, I don't mind you doing these things. She goes, the people you're giving the super chats to, does it really make a difference for those certain people? She's like, of course, some of them it might help, but majority of them, they won't even need it, right? Some of these guys, they're retired, they're very wealthy. What's $50 or $100 gonna do for them, right? I'm not saying don't do it, right? But what else can I do with that money to be more impactful? And I started thinking about, I'm like, she gave me the idea, right? Of doing something like this. And what can you do to provide for the community as a marketing thing, right? As more direct impact, and something that will make people feel good while you can help other folks. So I'm like, I think I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
So
and right off the bat, YouTube doesn't get the 40%, right? So
yeah,
it's just
Yes.
there, it's
exactly.
amazing.
It's smart.
and of course,
Cut the middleman.
Yeah, of course, I play it safe for folks. Like, hey, if you win, if I'm gonna send you the hat, send me a PO box. OPSEC, I understand it. I send it through a PO box. You pay for the PO box for 1 week, whatever it is, one day. I send it to there, and you do what you got to do with it. But I think it'll be great. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be engaging, and let's see what happens. It could be something good, or it could be nothing. I don't know, right? And then on the side time, what we'll be doing is I'm gonna be making a little channel, like all the stuff I have. I'm gonna make a little channel for my kids to learn, so they can make their own little YouTube channel to teach other kids with the laser and all that stuff to have fun with. And you never know what happens, right? So,
yeah, and the outreach of bringing in non-crypto people. Once you get it going and you have a good, good video resolution, all the different cameras, good production, and you already have a following, so your channel should blow up right away.
Hopefully, it does, right? Like
at least
I don't expect it to explode right away. Like I feel like I don't care how much followings I have or how popular I am in the community. Like you got to put your blood or sweat and tears into things, right? Like I feel like I shouldn't have like a nitrous boost because of who I am. No, I should grind for it too, just like everybody else. If it happens, God bless. Hey, I'm cool with it. Hey, a bonus is a bonus, right? But yeah, I'm gonna put my grind to it. And just work hard for it, because I feel like if I do it the right way, I think it could really help the community in some sense. I really feel like it can.
No, definitely. I definitely agree with you. I definitely think it will, for sure.
People gonna respect the quality and the commitment you put on it alone. That's already gonna put you in a certain spotlight. Just off
If I take a picture, like guys, when I say so I could use like my garage and like my backyard. I could have like tore half of my backyard from my house away and build a huge shed and make my whole workshop in that shed and stuff like that. But I use half of that to grow my own vegetables and stuff like that. My father-in-law taught me all that stuff, and he likes to come over. They practically live with us in some sense, but they always want to be with the kids. So I have rooms for them. They could just basically live here if they want, So they always back and forth literally every other day. And and I know my father-in-law loves like planting all the time. That's like his hobby. So I built a huge thing in the backyard where he just plants a whole bunch of beautiful things, for us, and I plant with him. It's like, all right, I literally right now I'm in one of my living rooms, and I literally transformed my whole living room, half of my living room, into a studio. I'm not done yet. My wife is like looking at me, she's like, "So this is gonna be a studio, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah," like, "Yep." She's like, "You crazy?" I'm like, "Yeah, well, I'm passionate." So, so yeah, little by little, man. Like partly all this you see here, like maybe in the future that's all probably gonna be gone. Like, I might paint a whole green room on that side, and do some fun things. And I don't know. I stand up, I run over there and start talking about the charts and all that stuff, make it fun, random shit. Like, I don't know, right? Like, I'll go with the flow when that happens. But yeah, man, like down there, that's the Galto the green screen, So I was thinking about putting it on the left side over there on one of the walls. So, I have a camera facing there and then just make fun shit. But I have so much shit, so much ideas and stuff like that. And I've been so busy the past couple of months. So now I'm like, okay, now I could calm down and actually work on what I really want to work on. So I'm excited, And all this is self-taught. Like nobody told me any of this shit, like none of this, none, like it's cool, man. It's really cool.
That's awesome, man.
Thanks,
3
Marianne.
cameras. You're gonna do like a multi-cam. That's dope.
Yeah, so far it's gonna be from what I didn't know, it's gonna be minimum probably 4 cameras, right? This one right here, 3 on each side to show what's going on, and I might have one more camera. I'm still debating. So like you see where that fan is on the corner over there, I'll think about maybe putting a camera over there. So whenever I want, just randomly people can see the wide shot of me. So it looks different, right? Not many people do that wide shot showing behind the scenes, me sitting here and see how this looks. So everybody thinks like, oh, I wonder how his setup looks. Everybody always wonders. So when they see it, they're like, I could do that. It's easy. That doesn't look difficult. It's not difficult, right? I don't have no fucking spaceship behind me, like doing crazy robotic shit. No, just a couple of lights, a camera, and that's it, and 2 monitors. Like, so I think it'd be cool, man. I think it'd be different. So,
is there a big community like that do that already, like 3D modeling?
Say it again. Oh yeah. Like if you go like right now, if you go on YouTube, right? Like some of the biggest channels, like literally making shirts, making hats, people with glow forges, people with the circuits, people with the cameos, people making shit. Like those are the biggest popping type of things, right? And the thing is, a lot of those folks, they want to join these hobbies, but they really can't afford the equipment, right? Or they can only afford the cheaper version of the equipment, right? So what if I interact with these folks and they join my community, right? Well, my channel, all that stuff, and I teach them, right? Like, hey, there's something called HEX, stuff like that. You might not be able to afford that $7,000 Glowforge that you really truly want. Maybe you only could afford the $1,000 or $500 laser to play with for now. Well, fine. Won't you take $500 or $1,000, lock it up for a year, right? Just a year. A year later, you never know, that could be 10, 20 grand, right? There goes your whole setup, right? And then not only that, but then it gives you a year to think about, is this really for me? So you don't make a big investment like the way I did, right? So maybe they change their mind. Maybe that wasn't for them. Well, they still have the state. They could do something else that they want, right? But at least as a way for people to get into crypto or stuff like that, to think outside the box. Instead of them going to the fucking bank, getting a $7,000, $8,000 loan, they do that. They owe the bank. It didn't really work out for them, and now they're screwed, right? It gives them a chance to think differently. So I'm excited for it. I think it could do pretty good things with this. So,
and it's a different community too, because that's big too. Because I know, like I said, I know someone that does the pens, and I didn't even know. I was like, pens, what the hell? And it's a massive community.
Yeah.
And if you could get them and affect them, and and you're part of it, that's something they need in their bit. Like HEX could be related to so many things that you need in your life. You just got to delay the gratification. It's like, oh, I'll wait until people do it anyways. They're like, oh, I'll buy it on Black Friday. Well, imagine if you could take what you were going to spend on Black Friday, put it,
delay it for 1 more year, right? And then you could really go shopping Black Friday, right? Like,
not even that. Take it even simpler. Delay it until the Black Friday.
Yeah.
Right. You're saving it. You're putting it in your savings account. Exactly. And you're getting 0.001%. Well, why don't you do it HEX? You'll get 3%, 4%.
Exactly.
So then you'll be like, well, why would I put just what I'm going to spend? Why don't I put a bit more? Yep. Maybe I could get a better TV because maybe the appreciate, like there's always something to think about how the game theory is. It's just, it's all thanks to crypto and your idea. Honestly, man, I can't wait for you to do it because I could see the passion. And it's like, I love seeing people do their passion because it's the best content. Passionate content is, well, that sounds really wrong, but like, you know what I mean? Like when someone puts a lot of passion and a lot of effort in their content, especially on YouTube and all these things, it's like you don't want anything in return. You're just like, I'm doing this for fun. It's like I can't wait to see it. And I like creating stuff too. So like I can't believe there's all these dope machines. I'm like, I can't wait to see what he's gonna do.
Yeah, man. And then like if everything goes well, right? Like if everything goes well and I see the channels popping off and stuff like that. So I used to mess with a lot of 3D printers too, right? So when MakerBot and all that stuff all came out, when it first came out, I used to go to fucking New York City. I mean, in the city, and I used to see them when they opened up shop first, And I used to play with that shit all the time. So now the technology got way better. Back then it was shit, right? It just started. So if everything goes very well, that's another machine I'll pick up, and that'll be another part of my thing where do the 3D modeling, do this, do that, and next you know never know what I build, but. One step at a time first. I want to make sure everything goes on the right side. But man, it'll be fun. Like I said, and COTG said, so my kids will be involved. At times they're gonna be, they're gonna be sitting in the camera with me, and they're gonna pick something to make, and we're gonna make it together. So they want to learn because my kids got to learn this shit, right? And not only that, but I will be making like a smaller YouTube channel just for kids alone. So now my kids could go and teach other kids like, hey, there's things out there. You don't need to sit down and play with a tablet all day, Fortnite, all this other bullshit, right? Like you could become creative, you could do fun things and stuff like that. And maybe the parents see that and then they get interested in other things and stuff like that. So, it'll be cool, and like I said, we need more women like Reem D said that we do need more women in crypto, and I'm a big fan of, like I said, I love these craft stuff, all that stuff, and for the past 2-3 years, I've been in a lot of channels watching the communities and how they work, and the women's they're super supportive in that shit. They love it. They love it. Why? Because it's a place that they could be themselves and learn it, get educated, not be judged and stuff like that. And they get to make things, and when they make things, they feel good about themselves. So yeah, if they if they see me doing my channel, and then not only am I teaching them these cool things, and especially differently than other creators have done in the past, where they only have one camera or multiple cameras, I actually show them deep dive how this really is, not YouTube special. I'll show you real life how this works and stuff like that. While you're learning, not only that, hey, I can teach you crypto, right? Now you don't need to be scared of the boogeyman, right? Like you can learn and make decisions for yourself. Especially there's a lot of single moms out there, so you never know, man, right? You never know, and of course I have guests on with me, and like for example, if we're us four were doing it, everything was live, while you guys talking, I'll have the mic on my chest, I'll have a monitor over there, and I'll be making shit while we laughing. I'm like, yo, dude, what do you think I should make? All right, what type of logo? All right, let's make it right now. And we're laughing, bullshit. And while we're talking about random stuff, I'm making shit, and you never know. I'm like, all right, hey, famous, pick somebody in the chat right now to win this, right? Here we go,
Yeah.
So it'll be fun, it'll be cool, right?
That's
like
awesome.
It'll be different. So I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be a great idea to do, and I'm excited for it.
I like it. I really like it. I'm all for helping and anything
man.
that's about positivity. It's a genius idea because it's something so
Appreciate it.
hard. How do I say this? It's so hard for someone to want to do it, but since you're the perfect, it's like, what else do you need? You're kind of the perfect person to do this at this point. Plus, you're the way you have your ethos. It's like, oh yeah, I'm also gonna do this stuff, and at the same show you how to do it, but also I'm gonna give back with this. And it's like, well, what do we need in the community? Well, we need ways to show what the community is about without saying, hey, you could just make money. Hey, you could just make money. Oh, hey, have a hat. Like the logo is a lot. A logo means a lot.
And I want to make sure, like, I don't get people confused with certain things. So I'm not looking to make like a huge business out of this. I'm not making to make a huge website where I make so much merch where everybody go buy. No. We have plenty of people that does that, right? Like there's 99% of things I cannot make that Hex merch is gonna make, right? So I'm gonna always tell people, yo, dude, you really want something? Go to hexmerch.com. Go to this website. Go to that website. Go to that website. I'm gonna make personal things that Mark or the Hexagon makes. Certain things that you won't get nowhere else. Certain shirts, certain hats, certain things. But I'm not gonna make it in a mass, right? I'm gonna make them. People want it, they want it, they don't want it, no problem, right? It doesn't matter, right? Like I'm okay to not to sell things, right? Like it's fine, But I just don't want people to think like I'm trying to take over certain things. No. They got that.
You're involving your
things.
kids, and you're saying it's your passion, and you see it's your passion. I think at this point, people understand what you're all about. Don't worry about it. I didn't even mean it like that. I meant like it's because at the same time, but wait, like Hexicans, we are all in a way business mentality driven, where it's like not just about making money, it's also about making an impact, right? Because like if you make an impact, well, cha-ching, you're making money, right? Because that's the whole point. We're doing this for the community, for us, to delay gratification. And one thing you said, which was generational wealth, is something I've thought about my whole life, about how I was gifted the opportunity where it's like some of my friends, they worked for everything they got, and they helped their family. Unfortunately, I was lucky enough not to have to help my family. So I look at them and sometimes tell them, like, your kids could be like me. And that's awesome, because if, it starts off sometimes bad, sometimes it starts good. But at the end of the day, when you have a good mindset and you're brought up properly and you have good values, it's like you could do a lot. And the generational wealth is like, well, what's the next step? And the next step has to be taught. This whole idea, like, I'm sorry, but there were certain things I learned in school. Like they should have taught me what's this financial freedom? Not even financial freedom. What's this financial literacy? How do I do this? What do I need to do? What's the next step in my life? I'm going from 10 years old to teenagehood. Like, what do you need to learn? How do you do this? How to take a bus? Literally, like, it's like I can't even remember who taught me how to take the bus or metro. It's like kids should learn how to do that. Kids should learn about directions, learning maps, especially now they have Google Maps. It tells you, but teach them why they're going, like what the highways and. Anyways, I don't want to go on a rant on that. But you know what I mean?
Right,
it's
dude.
just, it's it's a
No,
lot of
go ahead,
things
Forrest.
that you're doing. It's a lot of things. No, I don't want to. I'm really not for that because we're on YouTube right now, but we're not on Twitter. But it's just long story short. What you're all about is what I'm about, and people need to understand that this community. There's so many people trying to do something. Unfortunately, are not at that level yet of being able to say, "Hey, I'm gonna drop everything," or "I don't have to do anything, so I can focus 100% in here."
Yeah.
And there's people like yourself, like you also, I don't know, no one really mentioned it today, but you also donated to the crypto fitness challenge, and that's awesome. You didn't have to do that, you did it.
Yeah.
Why? Because you want to
Thank you.
help the community, and now you're doing this. Cryptofitnesschallenge.com, guys, if you want to know, put the link in the description.
Yeah.
Shout out to Motley also, and Jim Rat and Bullish and Sam and everyone and the other sponsors, Steak and Apes. I will start naming everyone, but at the end of the day, it's just this is what we need in the community, and
Yeah,
the
man,
more
I
we
did it.
teach
I
them,
did it because
it's crazy.
for so long I always told myself, right? Like
Mhm.
I used to be pretty fit back then. I was never crazy fit, but I was pretty fit. I had my abs and all that back then, right? But the past couple of years, I let myself go. I let life take me on a ride, right? I was like, nah. So
Blame it
every
on
time I try to
Hex.
get back into it, every time I try to get back into it, I always found a way to make an excuse to come out of it, right? And I told myself, all right, what's one way I could do this? Well, I got the trust in the community. I built a name for myself. What's the worst thing I could do is put myself out there as a challenge and not do it and get ridiculed for it. So I have no choice to do it, right? Like I
Yeah.
can't back out now, right? Like I gotta do this, right? Because now I have my word, and my word is my bond, right? Like if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, right? Like if I have to do it, I have to do it. And I got tired of it. I'm like, all right, I gotta get back in shape. I have 2 kids. My daughter turns 8 years old in a few days. My son turns 6 next month. Been with my wife for 20 years plus, and and I need to get better shape. I need to be more healthier for them. I need to live longer, stuff like that. So I'm like,
Damn, how old are you?
Me, I'm 34. I just turned 34 in December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, you've been
So
with your wife for 20 years.
yeah, I met her. Believe it or not, so I met my wife in elementary school when I was 8 years old. No
Good
bullshit.
for you, man.
Yeah, we was friends.
Good for
She
you,
came
bro.
to America. She's Chinese. She came to America at 6 years old. We became friends around 8. We started dating since we was 14. Right?
Yeah, that's
We
beautiful,
hate
man.
we
That's
hated each other
beautiful.
from like 8 years old to like 12 years old. We hated each other like no other, right? Like, and then one day we just like her best friend called me
That's
like,
beautiful.
are you interested in dating Damby? I was like, sure. And then ever since then, right? It was like we never looked
That's
back. It was
beautiful.
fun. Yeah, man.
That's
And
beautiful, man.
yeah, so we've been married about 8 going on to 9 years. Dated for about 20 something years. Well, been with each other for about 20 something years. So yeah, man, it's been a journey, and that's been my soulmate, man. That's been my best friend, and I've been through hell and back with her, man. And and yeah, man, it's cool. And I gotta give her the best of me now. So
Mhm.
she gave me the best of her by giving me 2 kids, and she sacrificed her body for it and all that stuff. So I gotta stop being fucking lazy and get back to to do the
To have
best I
more
can.
years,
Do.
have
Yeah.
more years too. At the end of the day, man,
Exactly, right?
it's add years to your life, man, and
Exactly.
add the years that you were there physically. Because if you
Exactly.
don't take care, you could take all the medicine you want, but
Yeah.
if you're not there spiritually, physically,
What's the point of
you
living
know,
extra 40 years? The next 40 years is
100%.
just is torture.
you'd be like,
I could barely move. I could barely this. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's been only 2 days, right, for the fitness challenge, but my body feels definitely different from the past last week or two. Why? Because a couple of days before the challenge started, I cleansed my body. Drank a lot of water. Crapped a lot of shit out. Like try to prepare my body for this type of grind. And I felt good because I wasn't drinking the sodas, I wasn't eating the sugars, I was eating the garbage, and my body feels like more alive, more awake. I feel more clarity. I feel better, and it feels good. And the meals I've been eating, I've been posting in the app, like those meals I would have been fucking complaining about like a month ago. Now I'm actually enjoying it, like I'm doing little hacks here and there for me to enjoy it even better. And it feels good, right? It feels like I could do this, and not only that, then to make it even more pressure on myself, I chose a buddy to do this with, and Freddie Coates decided to do this with me. So we push each other, right? Like we cannot back out, right? Like we got to make sure we both do this, right? Because we got to do it, right? So yeah, man, I'm just excited for it. I can't wait.
You still sore?
Oh, bro, I'm sore like Like, so this morning, like, see, now I can bend my arm this much. Like, literally, see this? I can't really bend it that much more. Because all this was just
God damn.
nonstop sore, right? All this. Dude, I woke up. I was like, I swear to God, bro, I rolled over my wife, like, to get off the bed. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Man, I can't move. 1 second." I just rolled, you know? And I'm walking into the bathroom like this. Bro, when I tweeted I couldn't wipe my ass, I really could at one point. I'm like, ah, like, yeah. So I just had to keep on stretching throughout the day. And then finally I'm like, okay, now I can move. Now, you know, I can move around. I'm still sore, you know, but I've been drinking a lot of water, all that stuff, stretching throughout the day. The mistake I did is I didn't buy the amino acids. I didn't buy, you know, the powders, the right things to get ready. And I don't know why. It's just something told me like, yeah, all 90 days I'm gonna do this and that. And nobody told me, like, my mind, like, dummy, you haven't worked out for a while. Like, you realize what happens the next day. Like, your body's going to crash. Like, you're gonna get fucking sore. And that's what happened. Like, my body, I woke up like, oh my God, I forgot about all this, you know? And it was funny, man.
Yeah, I've been taking it a little bit easier workout wise the first 2 days, but
Exactly, yeah.
still sore. I'm not like that though.
Oh yeah, man. I'm sorry, man. Like, I did the P90X. I did it yesterday, right? I did the chest, the back workout. So that was pull-ups, that was push-ups, that was weights, that was and then the Aberba X, right? That's like the bonus. So I did the crunches, the leg lifts, all that stuff. So I'm like, yeah, I'm dying, like literally dying on the floor. And then this morning I'm like, what did I do? You know, like, but it's cool, man. You know, it's part. But the thing is I feel sore, but I feel energy. I feel strong. You know, I feel good. You know, like I feel like, my body's waking up again. You know, like I feel it. You know, I didn't feel sluggish. Like, I gotta do this. I gotta get up. Now I'm like, all right, you know, I was sore like hell today. I'm like, all right, babe, you know what? It's perfect time. I went to the cabinet, threw all the junk I had out, right? And then I was like, let's go to Costco. Went to Costco, bought a whole bunch of shit, you know, just being productive, you know, not wasting a day. And then I went for my little run that I did earlier today. The only disappointing thing was like the last 3-4 blocks, I kind of like power walked. I'm still recovering from my left foot. So I don't want to, you know, overdo it. And then when I got home, I did a couple more crunches and stuff like that. I try to do whatever I can move. I try to work out a little bit today, and then, you know, tomorrow go back onto the schedule again. So, you know, but yeah, man, it was just funny, man.
It's good.
I was having a blast.
I've been starving myself and running stairs.
You know, surprisingly,
I'm eating, but I'm just hungry because I was eating a lot.
Yeah, trust me, man. And listen, man, at night I smoke, right? Like after this, I'm probably gonna grab a joint. And let me tell you something. Me and my wife, every time we smoke at night, we empty out that refrigerator every night, you know, and that's what happened too, right?
Yeah.
And so yesterday I was like, all right, to trick myself, I'm gonna cut a couple of fruits ahead of time, right? And so that's what I did. So last night, like, you know, I had my little joint, whatever it is, and I got the munchies again. And usually munchies, I'm like, yo, let's order Domino's, let's order this, let's do this, let's do that. And this time around, I went to the refrigerator, grabbed like 2 kiwis and an apple, ate that shit. You know, it helped create my taste for like sweets.
Yeah,
that's it, man. Drank water to fill me up, and then I was like, all right, that's it. I didn't drink anything yet. I mean, I didn't eat any garbage yesterday at all, especially the past couple of days too. You know, so and today, like, so far the lunch I've been making, it's spinach with like 3 or 4 boiled eggs and tuna, you know, and that's beginning. And then on the side, I will usually have like, you know, pineapple or apple or banana, some type of fruit, just to give me that little taste of urge of sweetness. And then, like, yeah, man, a little trick I've been doing too. I love pineapples, by the way, right? So a little trick I've been doing is I've been cutting dices of pineapple. So if there's a certain meal I really don't enjoy eating, I'll throw a couple of dices of pineapple. So of course there's a lot of spinach, a lot of that. It's not much taste. So, you know, I'll grab some spinach, grab a piece of pineapple, stuff like that, and I taste the pineapple when I'm eating it. You know, it tricks my mind to think, hey, this is good, this is yummy. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Just little hacks to keep me just eating this whole meal. And yeah, man, I feel good. You know,
yeah,
so
it's easy for me. Like if I don't eat, I'll eat any, like even a piece of lettuce. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. You know, so
yeah.
I don't
Man, it's rough. It's rough when I'm used to just like, hey babe, let's order Domino's. The next year was like 2 pies, like 12 buffalo wings. You know, I love buffalo wings. You know, 12 buffalo wings, and then next, you know, we eat all that. We smoke another blunt. Like, oh, let's go to the kitchen again. You know, it's like, you know, it's like,
you guys are getting me hungry.
Right? I know, right? I don't want to talk about it. Like literally, like this is what I'm doing to create my like almonds. You know,
I actually say ice
you know, a
cream.
little bit just to whenever I get that, and then I drank all the water I needed today, right? But to get a little bit of a thirst, to change my thirst, pure water, right? But I blended a couple of strawberries in here, you know, just to get that a little bit of that taste, you know, just to trick my mind thinking I'm drinking something, you know. So shout out to Rick Ross, it's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dice pineapples.
but you understand, like this is the little things I'm doing to trick myself, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, yeah. So I made like literally 2 gallons of nothing but water, but a little bit chopped up, you know, blended, of course, strawberries in there. So I had that taste of it's not just water, you know. Yeah, man. So that's really what I'm doing. Little tricks like that. By the way, guys, so I highly recommend this. So this is on Amazon. People might be like, what the hell is that? So a lot of people don't realize. So when I used to do martial arts and all that stuff and used to damage my shins and my body a lot, you know, they used to scrape your body, you know, for the inflammation and the muscles and all that stuff. You know, you scrape your body all along the way. And this thing right here, I gotta look for the link. I'll send it to you guys next time. I'll DM you guys. It has different angles and different ways to do it. So, you know, if your body's hurting or aching and stuff like that, you know, you get this, put it between your fingers. There's a section right here. This could be for like for here, or that could be for like this part right here. It's like it's an unbelievable thing, you know. So throughout the journey, you know, you could do stuff like that, you know, and it could help you out too. So and it's cheap. It's like I think like $20 or something like that. So
helps for knots. That must help for knots and stuff.
Oh yeah, everything. Like yeah. So if you go to like these massage places, they have nothing but like similar things, but it's like it looks like a boomerang, and it's like stainless steel metal. And they go and they'll scrape your back, they'll scrape your body, and you at first you're like what are you doing? I'm telling you, like hours later or tomorrow, you'll be like, what the fuck? Like all that pain. Like lately, I've been having a lot of pain over here, right? And no matter what I did, dude, like you know, anti-inflammation or anything I could think of, it just wouldn't go away. You know, like what the fuck, you know? And then I end up getting this and this part right here. You know, I was able to put it in between, and I would go and I would like you take your knuckles and like you're scraping, you know. But what it is people don't realize your tissue starts to get soft, inflammation starts to build up, and next you know, this is why when you're on the computer all the time, your fingers start to hurt a little bit, or your wrist a little bit, all that stuff. It's because you're doing all that, but you're not really letting the blood flow, you know. So this, you literally go, you're pushing back the blood back and forth. You're scraping your fingers. You're rejuvenating the skin more and stuff like that. Their nerves are getting strong. Everything's just getting stronger. And now, like I feel like I feel new again, you know. And so yeah.
But that's why also people like go like this, and you go with your hands, and you.
We got to get that
you know,
for Richard.
But even naturally, like people go like fuck like this, and
once in a while,
like
yeah,
that's smart.
I just do things like this.
That thing's fucking cool.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck is that in my head? I was
it's
like,
it's very cheap, and then like it's different shapes too. You know, it looks like a sex toy, but it's not. Trust me, you know. And like this right here, you know, like if I feel like I have a knot, you just press against, you know, stuff like that.
Well, shit, if it feels good, it is sex toy, man, because it gets you.
Yeah, and then, you know, go like this. If I'm sore, like today, like I've been sore all day. That's why I feel better too. I was going like this and just you know, moving around.
Especially there, actually, now
just moving around, and it's been great. Butter knives, funny. You know, hey, whatever works. Hey, but it's funny. They say butter knives, but believe it or not, the things they use in the massage place looks kind of like a butter knife. You know, because it's not as sharp, and the opposite side is kind of dull. Or if you use it on the side, it feels like the shape. You could use that, or flip the handle. You could use that if you want. So I recommend it. You know, it's pretty good.
It's dope.
What I'm talking about.
Cool. So you guys want to call it a night?
Yeah, we can. I'm gonna send you the link real quick. Yeah, no worries. 100%.
Yeah, let's tweet that. Tweet it actually. I want to tweet that. That's dope.
Oh, so I'm sorry, it was $49, but it's way cheaper than all the other things. Because if you try to buy what this thing could do by itself, to buy a set that all this does, you're looking at $300-$400, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Because each piece is like 100, 200, like no lie. This does everything else does, like no questions asked, you know? So I'll put it in the, I'm not sure they can see it. I'll put it there, and I'll put it in our chat too.
Quick little side thing. We was talking about pineapples earlier. Someone give a shout out to Rick Ross.
I know, I saw.
Rick Ross made a little video say he wants to talk to some crypto gurus, folks who made money. So
I saw. He should hit up Richard. We should try to, of course, not bombard him, but we should try to help him out some way, somehow.
For sure.
tomorrow I'm planning on trying to
should book
email
him for
his
Ecuador.
management team.
Should book Rick Ross for Ecuador. Tell him we'll onboard him.
Tomorrow I was thinking about emailing like his management team, like, yo,
Hey.
this is guy Richard Hart, you know, he's done X, Y, and Z. You know, he's all about ownership. Why not?
Hey, listen, you never know, right? Like I don't see why. Oh yeah,
I slid in
yeah,
his
Beam. I
DMs.
use it for my whole body, honestly, everywhere in my body, everywhere. Like remember when I damaged my foot the other day?
Yeah.
This right here, man, like that soreness, I was just nonstop just using this part, and then this is like a sharp edge, and this is more of a smoother,
yeah.
so it doesn't hurt as much. And I just kept on with my foot. It helped, man.
That's dope.
That's what I DM Rick Ross.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, we need to do it, man. Like try to get him involved because sooner or later one of these guys are gonna finally pay attention, you know. And the thing is, when they get in it, you know, everybody's gonna want to follow suit, right? Like, oh damn, this motherfucker's making it with this crypto people. Like, I want to follow suit. Next, you know, it becomes a trend. Now everybody wants to be a HEX in their side, you know. So, let's go for it, man. But anyways, guys, yeah, this was very fun. Thank you for the invite. I apologize, I didn't show up for the past like 2 ones. Like I said, I had a gas leak I had to deal with in the house with the tenants, all that shit. So it's been a crazy past 3 weeks for me. But yeah, man, just getting back to my grind again. So
yeah, thank you for
appreciate
coming.
It's nice to have you guys. Yeah, have you get on, man. And it's a pleasure, guys, to always be on with you guys. You guys adopted me to the family, and
Yes,
and it's awesome, man.
I love it. I love the conversations, man. And you definitely
Mondays
see me
are
more in the
Mondays are
streets.
never a dull moment now. It's
Yeah.
I
awesome.
don't even say anything. What are you guys talking about?
Mondays are
then,
fun, man. Thank y'all both for hopping on.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
everybody who was watching. Thanks for all the live chats. Thanks for all the likes.
Yes, sir.
Had like 15, 18 people watching. Had 20 likes so far. That's awesome. Make sure y'all share, subscribe.
Yeah, it's gonna build a little by little, guys. You know, give it time. So you're gonna have your hundreds and your thousands and all that stuff. It's going to happen. You know, just keep.
Make sure y'all follow
be
these great
consistent with it.
gentlemen. Follow Marco the Hex again.
Appreciate it.
Follow Famous, Romanian, Rags to Riches, Hexter Morgan, and of course Frosty down with the down south hookup.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that, dude. By the way,
that's gonna be wild.
And make sure you hit up the Twitter Spaces, man.
Yeah,
yes,
100%.
I need to get on
Hex
that.
all day. Twitter.com/Hex all day or follow at Hex all day. You guys could go on crypto2learn.com. I'm offering free courses on the weekends for like a couple hours. If you have any questions, you come on. This week we had Orca on. Hex2learn.com. If you ever have onboarding needs, send them to that. Yeah, there's so much stuff I could so much shit I could shill, man. But yeah, I'll get to it another week. But yeah, you guys have so many tools, man. Just message me. I'll make it. I'll fucking make it. I don't give a shit. Let's go, guys.
All right, guys. Well, have a good night, and we'll speak tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, Hexagon.
What are you, some sort of Hexagon?